What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the panel. Happy that you're here. I gotta start the episode by first saying that we lost a good guy over this weekend. Um, we lost a brother. We lost a friend. We lost a co-host. We lost a teammate. We lost a panelist. We lost a trendsetter. We lost a personality. We lost a revolutionary. But above all, we lost a member of the Player's Choice family. My man Dub, he's not with us anymore. Even though most of us wish he was here. Some of us maybe not. But fellas, I kind of just want to put this out there and let you guys all talk about how you feel about the departure of our good friend Dub.
Okay, just so we clear, L host, just so y'all know, Dub is not dead. He's still walking around. He's still breathing. So we clear. He's just not on Player's Choice anymore. And the fact that he decided to part, I mean, people decide to do their own thing. And much respect and good luck to you, Dub. Keep doing your thing, my man.
Chill, that's the inner Jersey in you.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Could somebody give me some context here? I'm brand new to this little discussion we're having.
So Dub is a former member. He used to do Open Gym with Mars.
Swiper, no, Dub been cook Swiper a couple times.
Okay, so
but what departing? There's departing language. I don't understand.
I don't either. I thought you meant like who Dub is and
No. I'm saying like he's left this news. We're having a business conversation in public, so like I figured we would finish this. So like
we are doing that. That is going on.
Is this he's leaving the platform channel for good, or is it like an open invitation back thing? Like what are the parameters of this departure?
Ron?
Well, Dub dropped a video in LeBron fashion, announcing that he's taking his talents elsewhere. And he gave us some reasons why. And it's just kind of unfortunate, Swiper, because I was looking forward to him cooking you guys a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. What is his channel name?
You muted him.
We can't hear you, Davos. I'm sorry. We still can't hear you, Davo.
What we talking about?
It's Dub's World. Dub's World. My bad.
Y'all talking about Dub's World?
No one's gonna say his channel name. Dub's World. That's
I didn't hear what Swiper said.
I would have gladly told y'all. See, that's the problem, man. We got, you know what? Because that's the issue. We not allowed to promote our channels here no more. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't sure if we was able to say that.
So wait, people have no. Because again, I'm just different. Again, Damo probably knows me best outside of chill up here because we obviously whatever. I work in a corporate space during the day, so we're having a business conversation in public. Obviously, you wanted to entertain this, Ron, because this is content for you. So I will participate in this by nature
business
of
conversation?
this path. This is what this is. We're chill.
This is a business
conversation. Is this not a?
That's exactly what this is, Ron.
This is a private conversation you have with
this
coworkers.
Is not private. Dub made this public. He went out and dropped the video and aired out everything. So now we're just responding to other content.
No, so there seems to be a little bit of controversy around some of the folks that have worked here and have not worked here, and not been a whole. And again, I'm looking at here's the thing, Chill. This would be one thing if it was just like we're having a sidebar. The title of the show is Dub's Departure, and
the title was 24 end of season power rankings. Ron made me send him a whole list of teams for him to change the title.
Me too.
We're still doing that, right? Right. Well, I worked
we better still be doing that.
You see, you guys. I was gonna rank.
I was gonna rank 24-hour notice. Hey, Mars, I need this list by tomorrow. Change the title.
Well, guess what, Mars?
What happened?
24-second notice. I need your top 10 Dub moments. But we'll get to that, though. Mars.
Wait. Are you participating in this, Mars?
Is he?
In what, the power rankings? I mean, I hope so. I sent him a list.
No. This conversation I just walked into.
Look,
also,
Ron did his
Mars
eulogy. So
Mars.
Literally.
Can I please For the love of God, get your favorite dub moment. Please, Mars.
The departure. Like I don't know why we're like, I don't know what to say. You did a whole we'll miss you. Like what else is that to say?
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, Ron did a whole eulogy at the start. Like, what is that?
Speaking of the devil, since we on that subject, speaking of the devil, it's like Candyman. Say his name enough times, he'll just pop right up. There he is, right
Dub,
here.
I knew you wasn't going nowhere, Dub. I knew it.
No,
I knew you could.
Dub, are you here to announce that you came out of retirement so soon?
No.
My man Dub on his Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not leaving.
No, LeBron.
Hey, Dub, that's a Ryan Garcia retirement. That's crazy.
That would be elite. Ron just hit me up this morning, seeing if I could come on real quick. I didn't expect myself to be the title. I'm not even gonna lie. That was kind of wild. But I mean, it's whatever.
That made that decision, by the way, just to be clear.
It's fine. I mean, let him do what he got to do, bro. You know, show support to your team and everybody. You know,
facts.
You know, y'all got to stop throwing him under the bus like that, man. You know, he does a lot for you guys and try to put out content for y'all and ideas. So you know, he tries his best, bro. So relax.
Wait, who are you defending right now? You defending Ron?
Hell yeah, bro! I'm always gonna defend Ron. I love Ron. Man.
I'm just trying to get the context. So I
was about to say, Swiper. So since we just opened up the door to the public, you know, for a business meeting, Dub, can you tell everybody why you are departing from Players Choice? Can you let everybody know what's going on?
Yeah, I was just saying. I said it in the video I did on my channel. I mean, I said it before. Just a lot of guys divided and animosity and people just not on the same page. Not too many, right? I think I sent messages to everybody. I sent messages to Chill, Ron, Bob, and everyone. Damo, I forgot about you, brother. You know, salute to you. I got no beef with you. You feel me? Swiper, I don't know you too well. So
we just met. Yeah.
But yeah, it's just people not on the same page and everything, and it's fine. I mean, things just gotta go. We gotta keep pushing forward, and it is what it is, you know. I appreciate everything that we've been able to build together, man. I think we've had a lot of great moments and good things, and you know, I'm proud of everything we've been able to build together. You know, even though my guy to the next me, Mars, has had a strong disliking for me for a very long time now. It is what it is, man. Mars, you know, we did a lot of good things together, bro. We did what we had to do. Appreciate you, man. This is probably gonna go in one ear out the other for you. It's whatever. It's cool, man. But
Mars, y'all won championships together. Y'all built the second best show really the best show on the platform.
Hold on, Ron. So I mean, it's fine. You want to feel the way that you do. You know, doors open if you ever want to have that conversation that you never really wanted to have. But you do you, man. You keep doing what you got to do, bro. And you know, it's just as simple as that, bro. Everyone else, chill. I told you about you. You know, you was the reason I started TikToks, which then led to me being here. So I appreciate you. Bob, you're one of the people I also respect the most. Ron, appreciate you and everything you do, man. Damo, I love fucking around with you, bro. It's always a good time, man. And then, but you know, we're just here, bro, and appreciate everyone and everything that we've been able to build. But y'all
can stranger, Dub. Don't be a stranger.
Dub, are you leaving permanently? Is that what I'm hearing, or it's like a?
I mean, the door is always open for future collaborations. You got some people doing some other things right now where. And I don't want to make anything bigger than what it is. So I'm going to try my best to just keep that door with you guys because it's nothing but good relations with almost everybody here in PC, you know? So
I'm good again, just to understand this, Dub. I'm legit just getting caught up with everything because I had no idea any of this, whatever's brewing. And so I also handle things a little bit differently. We're having a grown folk conversation, so obviously there's no troll or whatever. And so, like,
sure.
Do you basically feel that there's just some personality that were clashing on your end that you felt like things were not resolved?
I just feel like if we're in the work, I could work with people that we're not on the same page, right? But when we're trying to build content together, when we're trying to build basically shows for other people. When things like that is just the case, bro, it's almost always going to blow up eventually, right? And it's just something that's never going to be the best that it can be. So if we're divided like that, man, like, why are we here? You know, if we're divided like that, why are we here? Why are we trying to do this? Why are we trying to put on shows for people when we don't even want to be around each other, you know? So it's just like, it is what it is. I don't think that's good for the people here. I don't think that's fair for the people here that watch us and support us and want to see what we do and everything. And I don't think that's good for them. I don't think that's good for them in producing content. And I think for those guys right there, if we're not on the same page, why are we here? You know, you got thousands of people that watch us and everything, you know, so that's all.
It's not a good work environment. That's fair.
We can't hear you, Ox. You muted, Ox.
When my son finds out you leaving Dub, he's gonna be pissed.
I gotta hit you gotta hit me up, man. I gotta talk to your son, bro. I gotta give him that interview, man. But it's cool, bro. I'm not tripping. I'm excited about what's coming forward, and the doors. I always want to keep that door open with Shaq and Dave, bro. They've done a lot for me, and we've done a lot for each other, and I appreciate them, and they've shown their support of me for a very long time. So there's no, for anyone who's claiming any things like there's some bad issues between us, there's none at all. Don't listen to that.
I'm not gonna. Player's Choice kind of feel a little bit like Love Island. A little bit like there's like, you know what I mean, people living together and there's like some beef and stuff between the boys, and we having to have some like conversations about whatever. It's just it's just interesting for sure. But Dub, I've told everybody up here I knew about you last year. You know what I mean? I listen to your takes all the time. You're always a dude with the great hairline. Obviously, everybody know I'm bald, so I mean, there's always some jealousy there. So that was always going to exist.
Nah, it's a fake hairline, man. I got a widow's pick for real. I just got to shift it up a bit. So maybe I'll be like you eventually. I went baldy for a second. It's a good life.
Fact. Look, Chill. One day I might be like Chill and put that paprika in my hair, but as of right now, I think I'm good. I'm good with what I got.
Yes,
Yo,
sir.
Dub. So can I just get a few moments over the years that you really cherished while you was here with PC?
That PC weekend stuff was really great, bro. That was a really good time. I love that. I love the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar debates we was always having with Chilltown. Those are definitely some of my favorite moments, bro. And I tell Chilltown too, like I be antagonizing him and everything, but it's all love and stuff, man. And I think those moments was definitely fun. The John Stockton moments was great. Me and Bob, man, I think after that PC weekend stuff, bro, we were already clicking before. You're Scottie Pippen. I'll never forget that Scottie Pippen, John. That Scottie Pippen top 10, yeah, that was in the beginning. That was crazy. Ron, you're a wild boy. Everything you say is just a gold mine. Honestly, me and Ron's best memories are when we're not on live, because we'll have conversations that just go crazy. And yeah, that's really the highlight for me. And Damo, I gotta get my rematch, bro. I ain't forget about that. Don't think I did.
I was gonna ask you about that. When we gonna get that rematch in.
I need that rematch. I'll hit you up soon, brother.
I'll give you one.
Even Mars, me and Mars had good moments, man. But it's all right. It's a one-way animosity street with him. But it's cool. It's all love over here.
Hey, Dub, remember the good old gridiron days when we was really getting it out the trenches?
Yeah, I don't want to get into that right now, though.
Okay, I won't make things more sentimental than they already are. What's up, Bob? You was gonna say something?
Who, me? Was I gonna say something?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't gonna say nothing. Me, like I said, like Dub said, we spoke on Telegram and whatnot.
Hey, on another note, really quickly, Mars, remember that 3-0 Boston Dallas thing you were talking about? Well, you had the right idea, you had the wrong sport, because the Edmonton Oilers, they're going to win the Stanley Cup tonight. They were down 3-0.
I told you,
the series is tied 3-3 now. So the last time this happened was in 1932. That was 92 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, so you're going to see it twice in a lifetime?
And twice in a lifetime, I'm about to see it, right?
That's
because I saw it in 32. Even though my grandmother was born in 1932. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you was on the right track, Mars. You just had the wrong sport.
See, I told you history was going to be made. So next year will happen in the NBA too. I believe in it.
Hey, but y'all have a good show, man.
Be easy, Dub C. Don't be a stranger, my man.
Yes,
don't
sir.
act like you don't know me.
Dub, before you get up out of here, I need you to make me a promise.
What's up, man?
I need you, and you can't say no, Dub.
Oh,
I need you to promise
Damo, this don't even sound correct.
that we're gonna see you this summer in the PCL.
PCL. What's the PCL?
Just say yes, and we'll see you this summer.
Yo, there's no way you
look, Dub. You said you want your get back on Damo. We could get it in the PCL.
I need my
Hey,
I need my 2K get back for sure.
Do
I know you want
do you still need to get back on Fluent?
Facts.
Fluent. Oh, Fluent's gonna be there.
Well, I don't know. I'm just
Possibly.
You know what? I
know you want to cook chill in another Kareem debate.
You know what? I forgot about.
I know you want to cook Swiper about his Jokic glaze, and I know above all,
I didn't hear anything from him after Luka looked like got treated like a BBL out in the NBA Finals. But
yeah, it was bad for him, man.
nothing.
I couldn't do nothing. It was, you just got to take that ass whooping. You know, when you get an ass whooping so bad, you just got to sit in the corner after. Like you just got to take it.
Kind of like what happened to Dallas in the finals, and we kind of like you went dark. We didn't hear from you. Kind of like that.
Oh no, I had Ron ain't invite me, bro. Like, what y'all want me to do? I'm sorry. Okay. Because I can't really be on my phone like that. It's just certain little exceptions we can do. So it's just bad for content, right? So I get it wholeheartedly. It is what it is. But yeah, Ron, we'll have to talk more about that. I'm not sure.
Well, just know you have a golden ticket to the PCL. You got a VIP section.
I appreciate it, man. Y'all be easy though, bro.
Later, Dub C.
All right, Mars.
I would much appreciate if I got taken off the title, but go ahead, bro. I don't really like that much attention. But
all right, look, this is what I'm gonna change it to. Dub's departure, Mars weeps.
Okay.
Or that's Mars wept. All right, cool.
That's cool with me. Y'all be easy, bro.
All right, Brody.
Later, Dub C.
That wasn't too bad after all.
Hey, Mars.
Right.
Yes or no?
Yo.
Our host has left.
Is this primary beef with one person is what I'm hearing, and then it's just
right.
Okay.
Are we getting to the power ranking?
Nah, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. We can't do one. This. Never mind. All right, I got it. Ron, that's what I'm saying. Ron, you do that. I get it. I get it. I understand. I've seen the bag by this point. I get it.
You seen the bag?
Yeah, you bring it up, and then we don't. You know what I mean? And it's just
So what kind of is that a good thing? Like I got a bag?
You have you could legit be a producer for a reality show television series on Tubi. Legit.
So I'm saying that's swiper. That's you gotta lighten up a bit, Swiper.
No, I'm saying that's his content bag. He can absolutely run that.
Swiper, between you and Mars, y'all could crack a walnut. You know what I'm saying? Lighten up, bro. Yeah.
I feel like I laugh all the time. I just made fun of my bald head.
It's why, but the fact that you'll be watching Love on Paradise Island is crazy.
Love on Paradise Island. That's not a show.
What's the show then? What's the name of the show?
Ox, you don't have a lady in your life? You don't watch Love Island. You don't watch Perfect Match. You don't watch
Ox,
that stuff.
You lacking in the love department?
Ox, you don't salsa dance? Like, what's up? Like, you don't do none of that.
I mean, shit. I do a little more than salsa dance, baby. But
what is that? What is that?
Means I get busy.
That means I got mad children. But anyways, though, Ron, let's go. Let's go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before we go though, Mars, Chill asked you a question.
Why would anything have changed?
Just want to make sure. Okay. I just want to make sure that anything's changed.
And you got Jalen in the chat talking about in The Bachelor's dope. Man, Jalen, go to sleep, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Bachelor.
All right, fellas, we're gonna get into the rankings. We're not gonna do it right now, but we'll get there eventually. It was a lot that happened this weekend since the last time I've seen you guys. Mm-hmm. Is it any trending topics that you guys wanna touch on?
Does Jordan's defensive player of the year, is that now tainted? Yes or no?
Can we talk
tainted?
Well, let's stay right there, Chill. Let's talk about the fact that Scottie Pippen was spitting and everybody calling him a hater. You know what I'm saying? Those are facts. That's just like if I'm a quarterback and I throw you a good pass and the ball bounce off your hands and they catch it, that's your interception, not mine. If I'm playing defense and I tip the ball to you, why you the only one give love for that? You was just standing there.
Well, remember what the letter of the law in steals, which I can't believe this is an actual fact, but a steal by definition is if you deflect the ball from an opponent. That's a steal by the letter of the law, which is nuts to me. So if Luka pokes the ball away from SGA and Dirk Jones Jr. picks it up, Luka is awarded with a steal.
Come on, Chill.
I know.
SGA.
I know that
respect his defense. Respect his defense.
That sounds ridiculous. Okay, so if Luka pokes the ball away from James Harden, because he was actually a pretty good on-ball defender in that series.
I
He was. That was going on. But does this affect Jordan's legacy being the defensive player of the year? Now, remember, when this article came out, what was the motivation with this article? This article was about Jordan being the GOAT and the GOAT conversation. And with the GOAT conversation, right? With the GOAT conversation, everything matters. Accolades matter. Not only do accolades matter, what you did matters. Championships, all of that stuff matters. Now, the defensive player of the year back in 1988 wasn't as big a deal as it is today. It's very much like the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference Finals MVP. It ain't that big a deal now. In 20 years, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a huge deal in 20 years from now. So this article that was written about Jordan about his defensive player of the year, I feel like there's more questions than answers. Plus, I think it's going to open up Pandora's box, because if we can't agree on anything up here, we have to agree they was cooking the books. It wasn't just cooking the books in Chicago. They was cooking the books everywhere.
I'm not agreeing on that.
I've been told you that was
they were cooking the books.
I don't know.
There's no way that you can deny that, Ox. They were cooking the books. And they weren't just cooking the books in Chicago. They were cooking the books everywhere.
I may not be able to deny it, but I definitely can't support it. How am I supposed to know? Just because somebody said so all these years later, man, these dudes be haters 30 years later.
So a statistician who was actually doing it says that he was cooking the books. This isn't.
You know how many times people pled guilty to crimes they didn't commit?
Who's pleading guilty
crazy,
to? Who's pleading
hundreds of thousands of people do that every day.
And what is their incentive, Ox? What is their incentive to pleading to a crime that they didn't commit? What is their incentive to that?
So that depends. It depends. I don't know. It can be.
I'm going to jail for something that I didn't do. What am I getting out of this?
Well, okay. So these are different instances, but since we're talking about this,
yes,
I would say in those situations, it's mostly fear, being lied to and manipulated. Just in that sense. In this sense, it's just a good story. In this sense, it's a good story. I'm a forgotten about statistician who's seen so many great things. I want to be relevant. I want people to know that I was there. I want people to know that I was involved. You know, it's just like that movie with Tom Hanks and Jack Nicholson. You know, you can't handle the truth. You know, he sent himself to jail because he couldn't just sit there and shut up. People want to be involved so bad. You got to hate on Jordan.
Terrible example, first of all, because
that was
Jack Nicholson was actually, he was a bigger deal than he was getting treated a certain way by somebody who he was not trying to hit at. But
right.
The point that I'm trying to make is these statisticians have said, the Chicago Bulls statistician, this 19-year-old kid Zucker, who was a statistician for the Vancouver Grizzlies, was told by other statisticians, this is how we do things. Everybody's cooking the books. So it's not like he's cooking the books under his own volition and trying to be slick. No, this is how we do things around here. So with the Chicago Bulls, that's the same thing that was going on. That's where he learned it from. He learned it from these guys. So the fact that Jordan, his people were cooking the books, that ain't Jordan's fault that people were cooking the books. And on top of it, this article was objective because it didn't just talk about Jordan. It's not a coincidence, and I thought this was interesting. It's not a coincidence that both Chamberlain and Bill Russell have 26 games where they had over 40 rebounds. It's ain't a coincidence that all those games was at home. Where the books getting cooked the most? At home, of course. So I think this opens up Pandora's box where now we got to look at everybody.
Yes. Watch the games.
Agreed.
The box score doesn't tell the whole story.
But the difference was is if we're watching the games, I watched Jordan. Jordan wasn't a good defender. Jordan was an incredibly awesome defender. He was good on the weak side. He was good on the strong side. He was a great on-ball defender. He was kind of sketchy on the weak side. You can catch him with his head turned. He wasn't that great. But on ball, he was a fantastic defender. He was great on the strong side. He was a great shot blocker. We watched that. But now if you're looking at the stats, and I think that I said this, Swiper, you're a reporter for the Denver Gazette, and it's 1988. The internet's not going on. Not only is the internet not going on, you don't have access to NBA TV. You don't have access to ESPN. You don't have access to Fox Sports. You don't have access to League Pass. All you have access to is the newspaper. And when you open up the newspaper and you're a voter for the defensive player of the year or the MVP, and you open up the newspaper and you saw, damn, Jordan had 7 steals last night. That's all you have to go off of. Because you can't watch 60 Bulls games. You know why? Because you're too busy watching the Denver Nuggets. That's who you wrapped up in.
Wait, so can I ask real quick, Ox, so you genuinely believe even if a statistician from that time comes out and say, hey, I cooked the books, I fudged some stats, if other statisticians or people around that time are coming out saying, yeah, at that time we did, indulge in stats. We did skim some stats, skew some stats, whatever. You are honestly going to sit there and say, nah, I don't trust them. They're lying. I don't believe that.
This is my thing, Damo. I typically don't believe people anyway. When they say stuff, I'll be like, yeah, sure. You know what I'm saying? But in times like this, if you're saying that you're a criminal, then that's even less I'm going to believe you. If you're a criminal and you're doing the wrong thing, why would I believe you? You know what I'm saying? You're saying, oh, well, you're a bad person. I don't believe you. So
okay, so what if you watched the game? What if you watched the game yourself and you saw
that means you're a liar. That means you're a liar.
Well, why would someone not admit? So you're saying they would impugn their reputation by admitting they were making clerical changes on purpose?
Your reputation ain't shit. Reputation ain't shit already. If you know what I'm saying. If you're out here doing bad things, I just don't believe anything you said about it.
Well, we don't know that. First of all, you don't know that I'm doing that, Ox. You don't know I'm cooking the books. So how you know about so how can you stake my reputation on that? You don't know that I'm doing that. Because
you just told me. So
that's the only reason why you know that.
So you do believe them then?
Well, I don't know what to believe anymore, Swiper, is what I'm saying.
I don't know. If
so
it's a big mess. It's a big mess. Like, so why would you be doing this back in the day? And if you were doing it, like first of all, you're a bad person if you were doing it. And if you were, why would you come out and say this shit in 2024? Like, why? What's the point? There's more to it. There's
so just keep it to yourself type thing.
Well, don't do it. First of all.
Even if everybody was doing it, like you walk in the door.
Ideal world, no one's doing it.
Of course, you don't want to do that. But to your point, Mars, the question that you just ask that question again, sir.
Well, what if you watched it yourself and you saw the discrepancies? Like you saw a game that said it doesn't have to be Jordan. You saw Sidney Moncrief had 8 steals. You watched the game, he had 3, and then
that's egregious. And so there can be mistakes made. I've seen where people give people the wrong rebound, just moving.
Oh yeah, we watched that on playback. We've seen it with Jason Tatum. Yeah, we've seen it on playback.
Accidents happen, but 3 to 8, that shouldn't even be something somebody has to admit. Like if somebody's getting 8 steals, like come on, bro. Who's doing
3 and 8? You can 3 and then 8. You were trying to catch another play and then finish the 3. I mean, it's possible.
I mean, you gotta remember games on national TV. So like, if this in the newspaper, he got 8 steals. Who's fact checking it?
Right.
And
that's the thing, they could get away with more. Now it's harder to get away with it because every game is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But before it made more sense.
Mind you, I don't want to say this stuff didn't happen, but I can't just say that it did. You know what I'm saying? Like people lie all the time. Even when it doesn't look good on them, people will give up their integrity. I'm talking about, we'll just hand it over. Like, here, take my integrity, but just talk about me for 3 days, please.
Why would I admit to that though, Ox? No,
because I don't want to be. I don't want to be.
I don't want Ox. I don't want to be relevant off a lie. Oh, listen, yo, I was stealing
cars. Wait, you said no, chill. Are you not on social media?
People living lies. Not becoming relevant off lies. It's people that live their lives based on a lie.
But the difference,
everybody's social media is a new channel, chill. Everybody's social media is a different channel. Back in the day, if you wanted to be entertained, you'd either have to go outside and kick it with people, or you'd have to turn on a soap opera or Miami Vice. Nowadays, all I got to do is just pull this thing up and I can swipe, and that's a different channel. Every swipe. And 85% of the shit is fake and lies and filters and all of that type of stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like any people would do anything just for you to talk about him for a couple minutes. The dude Keefe D, he's about to go to jail because he wanted to be relevant again and talk about handing guns and the murders and stuff like that. Like, who talks about this type of stuff just to be relevant? You're telling people that you did bad things just so that you can be on TV. You're telling people you did bad things so you could be in the news, in the newspaper. What happened to lasagna? You know what I'm saying? But anyways. Anyway,
Lasagna.
I do agree with what he's saying though. Like,
What
this
up,
is
man?
just
Don't worry about it.
All right.
just trying to grab attention. That's for sure
Kinda
what it
hungry.
is. But for what it's worth, there have been. I mean, I said it about John Stockton, but like numbers have, I think, been getting. They were juicing numbers for a lot of people. I don't think it was just Jordan. But I don't think it's a shock. But I've been trying to tell people to stop box score watching for as long as I can remember. I read an article the long time ago before this stuff came out. Because when we was having conversations and I was talking about John Stockton and how his assists weren't really assists, and like we was comparing his playmaking to other people, and then I can't remember who said it. Someone said it was harder to get assists back in John Stockton's day because you couldn't dribble, and otherwise it would take away the assist. That's just undeniably false. I think, I can't remember where I read it. The scorekeeper, like normally it was if you dribble, it wasn't an assist. Those rules changed for John Stockton. John Stockton was routinely getting assists off dribbles. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying those rules changed for John Stockton. And I read an article and it was about Wilt Chamberlain. And it was about who was it? Billy Cunningham and one of his other teammates, maybe Hal Greer, maybe someone else. They said Wilt Chamberlain told them, I'm only passing to you guys because every time I pass to Chet Walker, he dribbles and I don't get my assists. That's what they said Wilt said to him. So back then, they seemed to acknowledge you dribble, no assist. Wilt Chamberlain was aware he weren't passing to Chet Walker, rest in peace, because Chet Walker was dribbling and Wilt wanted his assists. So that changed over time. I don't know. There was no set point in NBA history. It wasn't like 1987. We just decided you can dribble now. But that did change. And I'm not saying it changed because of John Stockton, but I'm saying it changed and John Stockton was a beneficiary of it. And there's other people who are beneficiaries of it. Mark Price was a beneficiary. Kevin Johnson, Penny Hardaway, they were all beneficiaries of it. But that's why I say like assists is such a subjective stat that I think it's undeniable to say that those stats get juiced. I think today those stats get juiced. You can look at players and go look at their assists and you see players, it's like, how the hell is that an assist?
Even if it's on
assist is
even if it's on
like, and that's because it's such a subjective stat. Like what defines an assist? Is a pass that leads to a score. Well, how do we define if the pass led to the score or not? If someone takes a one dribble pull up, did that pass still lead to the score? What if they have to do a crossover to get by someone and get a layup? Is that the pass leading to a score? It becomes subjective, and you're going to give the benefit of the doubt to a superstar like Luka and Jokic. You're going to get assists.
Don't you get two dribbles?
I thought
there's no set rule. There's no set rule.
I
it's not two dribbles, one dribble. It's just
there's got to be a set rule.
We talking about today.
You can look it up in the NBA.
It's two dribbles.
Look it up.
That's what I thought. That's what I
in
thought.
the NBA, look up. Maybe I'm wrong. In the NBA, look up.
It's definitely two dribbles.
Because I've seen assists where it's more than two dribbles.
They might do that. It might be some stat keepers that will give it to somebody after three dribbles. Might be some stat keepers that do bad things or wrong things, whatever. But it's definitely two dribbles though.
It says that in the NBA rulebook, or you're just that's how you.
No, that's a whip. Chill. It's two dribbles, right?
I'm actually to be honest with you, I'm getting to the
and
bottom
this
of
is what it says:
now.
NBA video rulebook, word for word. I'm gonna read it. An assist is credited to the player tossing the last pass leading directly to a made field goal, but only if the player scoring the goal demonstrates an immediate reaction towards the basket after receiving the pass. Note also that an inbound pass can be credited as an assist if it leads directly to a field goal. Nothing about dribbles. It's entirely up to the scorekeeper's discretion. It's entirely up to the scorekeeper's discretion. Which is why I say today I still think it happens with assists. You can go watch a random player's assist, like any superstar, Halliburton, Luka, Trae Young. You're going to see some assists that are sketchy. And I'm not saying none of their assists don't count. I'm just saying this is why you shouldn't box score watch. 10 assists doesn't mean, you were the best playmaking ever. Because I've seen some assists. It's like, you ain't really do much. That's what
assist is a hard stat though. A hard stat either way. Either way it goes, whether negatively or positively. Going off of assist stats is real shaky. And also real shaky to me because it's so much me depending on my teammate that it's like hard. Like a rebound, that's my board. A point, that's my bucket. A block, like I block that. You know what I'm saying?
The rebounds be kind of sketchy sometimes too. And I'll say why. Okay, go ahead.
It should be. I'm just saying it should be like those are definite. Yeah. Those are definite things that happen. Like if I grab the ball, now you might give it to somebody else. It might be messed up.
It should be easy to define. It should be objective.
That's what I'm saying. Those type of things like rebounds, points, blocks. Right. Those should be. Those should be pretty. Well, if it's two people, those ones can be hard because some two people get a hand of the ball. But
that's the other thing too, Ox. That and they also, when I read this article, it was really interesting that we talk about cooking the books. Where if Ox, I shoot the ball and you in front of me and the ball falls short, they would assume that you blocked it, and they charge. They
only if you got a good enough reputation.
Right.
It depends on.
Shit, when I found out in high school. I found out in high school, like later into my senior year, that they would give me because I used to tip, like if I'm down there, it's me and two guys, I used to tip the ball away from them and go get it over here.
Right.
I found out that they was giving me a rebound for tips. Oh shit! So
that's two. So that's two rebounds.
Playing with the ball.
The Malone tactic.
Right. Oh yeah, I had 24 rebounds against Grant. All right.
Mars, you just brought up something interesting.
You had 24 tips.
Ron, I played 3 quarters. I had 24 boards.
Mars, you just brought up something interesting when you talked about Chet, about Chamberlain not passing the ball to Chet, because if you dribble the ball, that's not an assist on my part. Jordan, one of the main reasons why this whole thing came up was because in '87, when he didn't make the All-League defensive team, after having the season that he had, he complained about it. And he complained about not making the All-League defensive team. And it's coincidentally the next year, not only does he make first team all defense, he's the defensive player of the year, which compounds the idea that, these guys care about these awards, man. These guys care about being the defensive player of the year. These guys care about being the league MVP. These guys care about all of this stuff. There's no way that these guys and I know Mars, I know you one of them dudes that don't care about this stuff. These dudes care about this stuff more than anything because it stakes their reputation on it.
I mean, for sure. I mean, Jordan's reputation changed dramatically after the defensive player. I remember me and Domo were arguing adamantly that he was an overrated defender, and we got killed for it. And I still believe he is overrated as a defender. I still think he's a great defender, but I think he's overrated. I've been adamant before this stats stuff and thing came out. I don't think he was the defensive player of the year. I don't think he deserved it. I think Hakeem was the best defender in the league, but they gave it to him, and I understand he has a defensive player of the year. But this comes from me watching. I don't care too much about steals and blocks, and a lot of steals come from your gambling anyway. If you gamble, there's no stat for how many times you mess it up. So the amount of times you give up an open jumper versus the amount of times you get a steal, what's the trade-off? I don't know. So that's why I think you have to watch it to really decide. But with Jordan, I mean, the only reason this is gaining traction, and I think it's kind of disappointing, is because they're using it to make the GOAT case for LeBron.
Sure.
I think this is a very serious issue that should be spoken about in terms of how do we look at players' box scores from before the play-by-play era, or even today? How do we digest this? How do we know which stats are real and which stats aren't? That should be the conversation we're having. But instead, it's see, MJ's a fraud. LeBron's the GOAT. LeBron never had to do that. That's what the conversation has devolved into. And I think the bigger story is the fact that it's very possible that a lot of players who have played in the past and some playing today, their numbers aren't aligned with what they're producing. And a lot of people's opinions on players are based on this box score. So if the box score isn't trustworthy, a lot of people's opinions on players are skewed. So that should be addressed by whether it's the NBA. They need to have set definitions of what constitutes a thing. An assist, a rebound, block, still, they all need to be heavily defined. An assist is only an assist if it's within one dribble or less, for example. A rebound is only a rebound if you come down with the ball with 2 hands. So, and then, for example,
we got to change that steal.
A steal is only a steal if you regain possession personally. I don't know.
Yes,
whatever you make it, it has to be well defined. It can't be open to subjectivity because we're running into these problems. And I think the NBA have to address that. And I don't know if they're going to, but I think they have to.
Swiper, how do they do this? The sacks in football when you get like a half a sack and stuff like that. How does that work?
It's all the same thing. It's kind of with a rebound. It's if you have any possession of the player who has the ball in any way, shape, or form, from his ankle to a leg to his arm to his foot, and you have any contribution in terms of like the force that is required to bring them down and end the possession, you then get a half sack. If
Should they do that with steals too?
So the steals are
if you and the other person recovers.
Yeah, so that's the thing about steals. So I have always been of the mindset that if you disrupt the play, that's your steal. But on the other end of that, if you finish the play, the NBA has then said at times that is your steal, even though you didn't create the disruption. But that's why deflections have become so important, because deflections are probably more accurate in, I think, in telling how good a player is defensively, because that is actually you ending the possession or leading to the end of the possession, and then the possession falls to someone else. So,
but Swiper, you being a football guy, I mean, that would be contradictory to you being a football guy, because if Aaron Donald tips the ball at the line of scrimmage and Jalen Ramsey comes up with the pick, that's his interception, even though Aaron Donald was the one who started
that counts though. You get that on your stat sheet, though.
Of course, as a deflection, 100% as a deflection. I think we need to define more what exactly. Well, I think it's defined in football what an interception is and what a deflection is. I think it's different in pro basketball and basketball in general, what a steal is and what a deflection is. The problem that I'm having here is Jordan in 1988. Just so you guys know, when I'm around, I'm listening to them tell me that Jordan's defensive player of the year at that time was predicated on him being the first guy to have 200 steals and 100 blocks in the season and win defensive player of the year. It's essentially saying the same thing about what Russ did, because Jordan actually had 200 steals and 100 blocks 3 straight years. So if that's the case, he should have been the defensive player of the year in 87, in 88, and in 89, just like Russ when he won the league MVP in 17. That was predicated on him being having a triple-double, only except he went on to do it 3 more times. So it gets tricky when you're doing stuff like that.
I'll tell you what they need to do. No, go ahead, Damo. Go ahead, Damo.
I was going to say, with that, Chill, I feel it. And at the time, maybe that was justified. But now knowing that the books are skewed, now I feel like Jordan probably had 160 steals in 87 blocks. Like now, now it gets real tricky.
It's a shame. Like you know how many games I was looking for of the 88 Bulls? There's like 6 games on YouTube. Like they're not easy to find. I mean, they're not easy to find.
If I'm not mistaken, reading this article, the way that the numbers were, you would have to take away 30% of Jordan's steals and blocks during that season. So if you take away 30% of Jordan's steals and blocks during that season, he had 259 steals that year. 30% of that is 77. So that leaves him with 181 steals. It's not 200 steals now. So he's had 131 blocks. You take away them 100, you take away 39 of those. We're down to 92. So now we don't have the 200 steals, 100 block season, which was what it was predicated on. That's what, that was the logic.
It probably applies to Jordan, but I think this obviously would apply to Stockton too, because Stockton, his steal numbers were obviously like,
that's why I think this
out the wazoo. So I think some of this is just, again, I do think this is how education. I do think a lot of people are pushing back towards like advanced stats and analytics because of the math required. I think who has access to that information, who can learn that information, who can teach that information. That's why, basketball has been skewed towards a particular demographic in terms of who's covering it. There's a lot of that goes into that, but I do think analytics has a part to play in storytelling, and I think the data that you get from Synergy and other outlets like that, it does give you a fairer sample size and more, I think, consistent and honest evaluation of how good a player is or what they're contributing, because now you can track all of that stuff and you can see it for yourself. And if you do need to pull up clips, like now these days, you can pull up bucket lists and you can pull up the high-low right now. And then you can look at every single steal, every block, every rebound, attempted field goal, all that stuff. And then you can actually evaluate everything that you're seeing in front of you, and when you look at the box score and all that stuff. So I just don't think, like, at the time, but even before that, but this is kind of how society's always worked. We've always juiced numbers, because if people have access to doing something that works in their favor or in favor of someone they know across all spectrums of society, they're always going to do that. So that's just the way it works. So it's not any different with Chicago Bulls or the Utah Jazz or anybody. Go ahead.
It's happened like that throughout away from sports. It happens like that. You listen to like a Roman account of their conquests. They'll act like they beat an army of 100,000 with 50,000. Right. And then the Carthaginians will be like, the Romans really had 175,000 to our 100,000. So our loss wasn't as bad. Like, you're always going to try and skew the numbers to make either your defeat not look as bad or your victory look even better than it was. And then obviously they say, what is it? History is written by the victors.
I hate this.
Written by the victors.
Like,
So like
I
this
hate
always
this
happens.
lot that super chat round right there. I hate that shit.
About DeMar DeRozan?
I hate that shit, and the reason why I hate that shit is because last I checked to the panel, you guys up here, who is according to the masses, who is the closest thing to Michael Jordan?
Kobe.
None of you dudes would ever say DeMar DeRozan and Kobe Bryant in the same breath.
Ah,
Not
well,
one of you dudes.
I do
Not
think,
one of you dudes would do that. No, you wouldn't.
I will say, is DeMar DeRozan not like the CJ McCollum of Kobe's? Like, I don't know.
What?
I don't absolutely hate it. I don't like it very much, but I don't absolutely hate it. This is my thing though, y'all. This is then see now all this cookbook stuff. I don't know how much it is. 30% is crazy, chill. If that's what's going on, then that's insane. But this things like this is why I say L basketball. Okay, L basketball, y'all. Watch the games for yourself. I want to make a proposal right here to Adam Silver in the NBA. Scrap the stats altogether. No more stats. All the stats are just for your team. Let's promote team basketball. Nobody gets credit for the block. Nobody gets credit for the rebound. Nobody gets credit for the steal. Nobody gets credit for the points. There is no check the box score. Oh, you scored 50. You scored 12. You got 15 rebounds. No, the team got 123 points. Nobody scored 20. Everybody scored 123 points. This is a team game. All one squad.
It sounds like how they played in the Soviet Union.
No,
that's
not
communist.
even that.
That's communist.
That's absolutely.
When it comes to basketball, Mars, W communism.
I'm not gonna lie. I see what you're saying with the idea. It's just team points per game, team assists per game, team rebounds, team block, team turnover. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but the casuals won't have anything to talk about.
It's not even that.
And that's the whole audience.
That works for youth sports and that works for amateur sports. Cool. When we talking about pro sports, you can't just have an all-in system because how am I gonna get my money? To keep it honest, when they come to
the front offices know who the best players are.
But no. The front office they will always think of themselves, so they will lowball these players in terms of what they should be paid. How am I going to sit there and say you're justified to get a super max when at the end of the day the numbers say we score 123 as a team and get 28 and get 48 rebounds as a team? Not my star rebounder is averaging 90% or whatever it is, crazy percentage of our rebounds. He's getting this much. Our star scorer is a top 10 scorer in the league. They're not saying that. They're going to look at it from the standpoint of how I'm going to keep as much money as possible and pay you as little as possible.
Well, there's already rules in place.
Okay, yeah. From that, because
they got to figure out
what you're saying. Like, it's disingenuous that they would do that, but businesses they would do that. So I understand.
Yeah. Well, look. Okay. Well, look.
Look at football.
Only the owners and GM got access to the stats.
What? So then the powers that be will disseminate information to everybody else. I've seen that before.
We don't need.
I saw that in the 1500s, my good sir. It didn't end well. Ended in a war.
Can you imagine
that was a bad idea.
Can you imagine Donald Sterling being the only one with the numbers? Donald Sterling telling
Donald Sterling ain't doing nothing to nobody. Damo, man, they did that man wrong.
Okay.
Anyways, look. But look. Okay, forget about them having stats. But look, I'm saying, let's just try it. Let's just try it for 3 seasons. No stats, just team stats. You know what I'm saying? And see how it works.
I agree with your proposal, but Domo's point about the players won't get paid what they're worth. I do agree.
Most of them getting paid. Most of them getting paid way more than they worth anyway, so they're good. They'll be all right.
No, actually, they're being paid less than their actual market value.
That's number one.
They'll figure it out.
So you care about the audience at all?
Not really.
He just cares about the bus. He just cares about the bus.
So everybody, chill. Everyone just needs to work. Everyone works. We're going to give you a standard home, standard car, and a standard grocery list, and everybody will get the same thing.
I didn't say
4-bedroom house for everyone.
Look. First of all, Morris, let me just say that
Nissan Altima for everyone.
I'm not 100% against communism
or Camry,
but look. When this is all I'm saying, y'all. We know who the best players are without having to look at stats. Okay, we know who's good.
No, we don't, Ox.
Okay,
No, we
well,
don't.
Kyrie Irving would be a top 5 player right now with no numbers included.
I got to get that chill real quick, Swiper. Chill. That means chill. You need to take that X off that shirt. The E and the X need to get off of that shirt. If you don't know who's better without looking at the stats, chill.
So I don't care about what. So I don't care about what you produce. That's what you're telling me.
No, what I'm saying
you can see what they produce by watching.
We can't tell if we can't tell who's the better players without looking at the box score. Then
people told us Kyrie was better than Steph for years,
and not even that. That's disingenuous because everyone's not watching every team play. You can say that, but then you won't know how good Cade Cunningham plays because you're not about to watch the Detroit Pistons after a 20 straight loss.
Maybe Damo, if there was no stats, Damo, maybe you would realize that Cade Cunningham isn't who you think he is.
Or maybe he is, or maybe he is who I think he is. Maybe the problem is that, to your point, the unit that's built around him aren't who I think they are.
But chill. So wait, I should rely. So I should move further away from empirical data and then more towards flawed human eyes with clear biases in play. That seems a little counterproductive, but that's just me though.
It's way counterproductive because the last I checked, there are human eyes who have sent people to the penitentiary for stuff that they didn't do. Because you said you saw this. Well, wait a minute.
Oh, that's just a lie. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. People being there just lying. Why do they lie, Chill? Because they want somebody to
sat here and lied.
But that's the
wait a minute. You just sat here and lied.
But that's the theory that you want me to go off of, Ox. You want me to go off just watching the game. But
by the way, Mars, if you haven't seen Your Honor on Netflix, check it out. I just started watching it. It's really good.
Your Honor's a great show.
Oh yeah, I just finished it actually.
Damo, I just started episode 3. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God! I saw Damo. I saw it happening from my way. I said, Damo, I know what's going to happen. Oh, and it started, and then once he started, I knew it. I'm not going to say it, but I knew it was going to start happening, Damo. I saw it happen.
You're telling
in New Orleans.
Oh, you're in for a show, buddy. Let me tell you, you're in for a show. I just finished season 2. You're in for a show.
Swiper. Next episode, you about to see. I ain't gonna spoil it for you, but it's about to get crazy.
Spoil it, man. Spoil it.
No, don't spoil it. I'll leave right now. I guarantee y'all won't see me rest of the week.
I don't even know what y'all talking about.
Hey, send through a super chat and I'll spoil it for Swiper.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Ron, because I'm only on.
No. I'm telling you right now. I won't come back all week. I promise you. I won't come back.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But back to Ox's point, Ox, the exact thing that you're fighting against is the exact thing that you want us to do. People lie. People make up stories because of what they see. But then you want us to turn around and watch games and determine by watching the games what we see. So we're gonna lie too.
Well, that's because, and once again, that's just because this is America and we're selfish people and we want to be hobbled over and showered against because I scored 30 points. Did you win the basketball game? That's what's important.
Basketball was created in Canada.
Your team? Hold on, Swiper. I don't give a shit where it was invented at. You're too smart for your own good, Swiper. Just listen to what I'm saying. If we could just be a team and be praised for our team winning, we wouldn't have these issues like with Jason Tatum. Oh, he's getting carried by Jaylen Brown and Derek White's the best player on that team. That's bullshit. Why can't we just? The Celtics are a great team. The Lakers are a great team. You know what I'm saying? The Miami Heat won. Does it always have to be about this person and that person and nitpicking because, oh, well, he averages 24, but he only scored 18 last night. He's a bum. We don't want to do that anymore.
Players' choice wouldn't exist then, by the way.
Why not? Because of box score? See, that's the problem. That's how I know you're a box score merchant.
We just had this whole argument with Mars last week, and Mars talked about the reason he talks narrative so much is because that's what the audience wants, even though Mars doesn't like it. So if there were no narratives to go off of individual merit, we wouldn't be able to move forward with a show. It's that simple.
Without true shooting, Swiper,
Ox, you don't even disagree with me, Ox. You fundamentally agree with me because you're here existing and participating in
no, because no. I don't agree with you. I think all this is that
you like, always agree with me
because I do not, because you know what? That's why you, if you look today, you can watch kids play, right? You can watch a high school basketball game, right? And there's going to be kids on that losing basketball team that at halftime and after the game, this happens in high school and college all the time. Halftime and after the game, they're going to the scores table to get that shit of paper to see how many points and rebounds and blocks and steals and assists they got. And them kids lost by 15 points. Them kids lost by 15 points. And you got the audacity to go check a box score? Come on,
when
bro.
you watch,
You did
Because
you just brought up the same thing you did though. You had 24,
But we never
24
lost.
rebounds.
We never lost. How
Well,
about
then that sounds like you had a great team
But those
around
kids, and also, if we're talking about the better kids on that team, their scholarships isn't indicative to them winning or losing. It's indicative to what numbers did I put up for my scout to see. To put a guy scouting me to see.
That's the problem.
I'm
That's
just
the problem.
saying,
That's
people
the
are
problem right there.
selfish.
That's the
People are
problem right there.
selfish. It is what it is.
Damo, that's not necessarily true. A lot of good scouts aren't coming to see how many points because they see who you're playing against. They see the competition. They want to know what's your attitude like. Are you a team player? Because when you get to this next level, you're not gonna be scoring 25 points a night. You're not gonna be playing 40 minutes a night. You're gonna be playing coming off the bench behind juniors and seniors and stuff like that.
Now let me ask. Can you agree that there are good scouts and bad scouts?
Yeah, but we're not talking about. Come on.
Every scout ain't a good scout. But see, you took it to the next level, Damo, and you may be right about that. I don't want to say you're wrong about that, Damo. You may be very well
talking about
right
the
about
communist
that.
utopia right now.
I'm talking about the kids. I'm talking about the kids that's minds are warped to be thinking about just scoring when you should be thinking about winning games.
You as a coach, if you watch games, because this is going in circles, because you're a Scottie Pippen guy, and you think that Scottie Pippen should be held in a higher regard off the strength of what he did. So you watch him
without stats,
but even without stats, you watch with your eyes. You watch a guy like Scottie Pippen. He should be the man on this team. It's not about the unit. It's about him. He should be the man. If you, in particular, if you're watching Scottie Pippen, the way you feel about him, you watch him and go, that guy should be the man. So if we're watching basketball, just with our eyes, we're taking stats off the table. There's a guy that's on the floor going, all right, we should be running the offense through him. Okay.
Well, you see, Chill, if there was no stats, there would be more love for Scottie Pippen. If people didn't have to go back and look at stats, if people just watch the basketball game, I'm telling you right now, Damo, if more people just watch the game without the stats, Scottie Pippen would be held in a much higher regard than he is today. Much higher.
I agree with it. Like the premise of what Ox is saying, I agree with. The execution of it, I'm not sure I agree with. But like, I'll speak for myself. We shouldn't need the box score to recognize when someone's doing something. Like if we watch a game without the box score, we should recognize that, hey, Andre Drummond is getting hella rebounds. Like, do we know if he has 15 or 18? No. But we understand Andre Drummond was on the glass. We understand. Or we understand, hey, Trae Young was getting Capella lobs every time down the floor. He was hitting everyone. Great playmaking. Now, did he have 13 assists or 12? I don't know. But I know his playmaking was excellent last night. Or, hey, Steph made a bunch of threes. Now, did he make 8 or did he make 7? I don't know. But we know what we like. We can see what these players are doing on the court, and we can see Jokic is the most impactful player in the Nuggets, with or without the box score. We can see that. Everyone who watches the Nuggets, hopefully, should be able to see that Jokic is the one that makes their system run. He's their best player. It all goes through him. We can see that without the box score, hopefully. So, in that sense, if we're watching these guys play, and if for us up here, hopefully we are watching these teams because kind of part of the job, we should be able to talk about the game without relying on the box score.
Sure.
But what I do think is for the people who are casuals, who aren't going to take their time to watch Portland play Charlotte on a Wednesday afternoon,
like the people that voted,
they're going to need the box score to feel involved in the conversation.
What'd you say, Ox? People that what?
Like all the swipers in the chat that voted against me in the poll that ain't shit without the true shooting. You talking about
swipers in the chat?
Swipers or wipers? Because if I'm not mistaken, you called them wipers.
You really be fronting. You really be fronting on the mic.
Without true shooting, you would be wiper.
You really be fronting on the mic, Ox. We literally will DM on Telegram and just compliment each other on how good we're doing on the show. But in public though, it's different.
Without true shooting, you would be Steve Novak without a 3-ball.
Steve Novak had like what, a 15-year career?
Hey, so that's still a defensive player. That's still a defensive player.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm good with that.
Defensive player.
But doesn't that take away from back to Mars's point, the execution? Because now what we're talking about is we're talking about competition. So like you said, okay, I'm going to watch Joker. And it's obvious watching Joker how good of a passer he is. The fact that he can shoot the long ball. Well, Then I watch Giannis, and it's obvious how awesome Giannis is in transition and how well he finishes at the basket. Well, then you bring the competition aspect into it. Well, what is Giannis producing? What is Joker producing? What is Luka producing? Now we can't. It's not just about the game. And okay, Luka's a better ball handler than Giannis. Joker's a better distributor than Luka. It's not just about that now. Now we're talking about, well, how many passes did he complete than Luka? How many threes did Joker hit over Giannis? How many passes? How many turnovers did Trae Young have as opposed to De'Aaron Fox? Now that stuff comes into it. That's the competition aspect of sports. So
you can have that discussion without having to go to the box score, though. But
I feel like the box. I feel like the box score just adds context to what you're watching, because there's plenty of times where I've been watching the game, and either a guy is seeming like he's doing more than what he's actually doing, and he seems very impactful, but you realize, okay, damn, this man Tatum just went on this tear where he scored 10 straight. Oh my God, he's killing it. And he ends the game with 22 points. And I'm not saying he didn't have a good game. It's just putting context on it. Or you're realizing this team is down by 5. They're hanging in the game. How are they doing that? Oh, damn. DeMar DeRozan got 30 right now. I didn't realize that.
You know who you describing right now?
Something like that.
Damo, you know who you describing? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got these great numbers from 2010 to 2020. But then just every single time, you collapse on playoffs.
I just feel like the box score and the numbers should not be the say all and be all in the conversation, or if we're having a debate about players, basketball, whatever the situation is. The box score should not be used as this just almighty Bible of, oh, well, he had 3 more assists, so he was the better playmaker. Like, that should not be the case.
That's how it works.
I agree. But at the same time, it's very disingenuous to just be like, fuck that, man. We watch the game. The W is the W, because we all do not watch every single game. And if you're not a person that's sitting there watching every single game, you should not hold everyone to the standard of just watch the game, whatever it is. Sure. Because when we do watch, again, I'm going to bring this up, and it's sound like a broken record, but me and Ox disagree on the standpoint of a Cade Cunningham. We disagree on it. That's fine. He thinks I think way highly of him. I think he thinks way less of him. But that's the problem if it just comes down to the eye test. Everybody sees things differently. So now we're having this crazy argument with just opinions, and then there's no numbers to back it up.
But that's a good argument, Damo. That's a good argument. If we can just talk about the game, but then if like, you know, it's a good argument, because when we throw stats in it, now I gotta be wrong just because Cade had 21 and 12 last night. So, but if we watch the game, that 21 and 12 might have been terrible. My thing is no box scores. No box scores is only bad for Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying?
I would just say it's up to the people having conversations, debates. It's up to the creators. It's up to the panelists. It's up to people like us who lead these conversations for the masses to put that context out there and to use the box score in the right way. That's all we can do. You only can do as much as you can do. I can't hold Stephen A. I can't hold, I don't fucking know, Dub and J-Rock. I can't hold everybody else to a standard that, I feel the world should be at. I can just go about it the way I go about it. So when I do talk hoops, when I do have a basketball conversation, I should not sit there and use the box score as to say I'll be all, but at the same time, I shouldn't just sit here and be opinionated, because at that point, we're just going to be arguing in circles, because I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe. So what are we arguing about? We can just agree to disagree.
But Damo, you just brought up an interesting point about box scores. They bring context, right? So, for example, when we watch a game and we see that, you know, Joker had, when I look at the box score and I see that Joker had 3 rebounds in the third quarter when that team went on a run, and I'm watching the game and understanding, well, damn, those 3 rebounds that he had, now that I'm watching the game, could have been 6 rebounds, and it could have been better for his crew had he rebounded more, as opposed to it just being, well, he didn't rebound. Now I'm seeing, okay, the 3 rebounds that he missed. Well, he could have had another rebound right there. That could have been 6 rebounds in the quarter, which could have helped them win the game. So there is some context when it comes to box score. Like, for example, another example is you brought up a guy like, I don't know, DeMar DeRozan, where you'll see a guy who ends up with 32, and you're like, damn, that's a quiet 32. I didn't think that he had that many points, because he didn't do anything in the second quarter, but then the next thing you know, in the fourth quarter, he goes off for 17 points and they end up winning the game. Meanwhile, throughout the rest of the game, he didn't really do much. So I feel like box score, I feel like the box score does matter, But it matters in the aspect that you got to put some context to it. You can't just go, yo, Joker had 19 rebounds last night. I can't tell you how many times when I watched Hassan Whiteside, he had a 20 rebound game. I can't tell you how empty that 20 rebound game was that I watched.
In the ideal world, the box score would be used in a way to, I guess, reference the points you're making. But in reality, it's not. I've lost count of how many times I just see two players. This guy averages more points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, and then it's like you see the graphic. I don't know where they get this little graphic one from. It's comparing the two players, and they'll have points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, effective field goal, box plus minus,
Mr. Empty guy.
4, and then I'll have like their accolades below it. And the amount of times I just see them, it's like, well, clearly this guy's better than this guy because he averages more points, assists, steals, better EFG. I'm like that's what the box score has been reduced to. So I'm like, from that perspective of how badly it gets misused and how little context gets applied to it, I understand the perspective of, hey, just get rid of it. Because if people aren't going to use it right, we might as well not have it. But then I also understand the people who do use it right, I think it provides a purpose. Now, I don't think it's ever should be used to determine who's better, but I do think it has its purpose in the game. So I'm not for get rid of the box score, but I do think people should understand how to.
But wouldn't we say that we're more educated now on the use of box score and defining on-court value than we ever have been collectively?
I would
say NBA
more people have a voice on social media than ever before, and I see so many idiots that I can't say that.
But I think that's the thing, though. If you say en masse, because there's so much more access to information now, you're getting so many people, and include I'm a product of this myself. Who I was like a regular normal basketball watcher, moves into YouTube, and then 3 years later, I'm a contributing credentialed NBA media member. So I think that all starts though because of social media. And I think social media allows for you to engage with other people who are smarter than you, know more than you are, and then you're able to move up in that direction because you have awareness and access to information. I think that helps Mars, Chill, Damo, Ron. I do think because there's such fierce competition to be the best and most knowledgeable about the sport that all that stuff helps us to take in. You're hearing points per game. Like, for instance, me and Chill always debate all the time. When we talk about like Jason Tatum, I think that his point, remember when Jason Tatum in game 6 versus Philly last year, 2 years ago rather now, when game 6, when he had 16 points, I think 18, but he had how many in the fourth quarter? 16 or 15?
16 in the fourth.
So he had 16 in the fourth. But that ended up being a really great game, as opposed to he had 51 in game 7, obviously. But again, we saw even Embiid in that same series. Embiid would have these really good box score numbers, and then by the time the fourth quarter comes around, he has 2 points. But I think you can put up like this is how you can manage to say that there are things that point to some players being more valuable, better than others because of what they offer outside of even the box score stuff. I think the fact that we can measure screen chasing now, the off-ball ability, off-ball defensive ability, like your vertical spacing. Like there are so many terms and ways that
how you watch Hoop and Love on Paradise Island at the same time?
I mean, we have been told that there's 7 screens up at the same time. You're watching all 7 screens from a certain individual.
I'm not sure that
it's not crazy for swiping out 2 screens.
To Mars's point, I'm not sure that getting rid of the box score is the answer, but just box score watching isn't the answer neither. There has to be a median where where both of those can come together, and you can put some context on both of them, as opposed to, yo, this dude went for 39 and 11 last night. If that's all you saw, that's not good enough. No,
I think we've got to a point, and this could be the last point unless someone else. I think we've got to a point where there's so many stats that apply so much more context than the box score does. That, like, I know like people make fun of it, but like, why do I need to know how many rebounds someone's got when I can know how many rebounds were contested? Why do I need to know how many times the ball just fell off the rim to someone when I can just know how many times he was actually fighting for a rebound, or he boxed someone out, or he actually came in and crashed from the outside and actually worked for that rebound? Those rebounds, in my opinion, are inherently more valuable than just the ball falling to you, and they apply more context. Now, I'm not saying 11 rebounds is irrelevant, but why do we just need to look at the box score when the tracking data that's been around for like the last 10 years provides so much more context that it makes more sense to look at that than it does to make Like, why people are still using the box score to judge someone's defense. Oh, he gets a lot of steals and blocks. He's a better defender than this guy. There's so much defensive stats in terms of tracking data that are so much more telling than the box score stats. And defense to me should be like 99% eye test anyway, because I think all stats are flawed when it comes to defense. But still, like the box score provides so little context, and there's so many stats now that do a better job than the box score does. But we're still using the box score, and I feel like it's becoming outdated. Like assists, like even the potential assist stat makes more sense than assists, in my opinion. And I don't even like potential assists because that still doesn't mean much to me. But even that stat would tell you more about a person's playmaking than just the amount of assists they get.
What is the potential assist exactly, Morris?
You passing the ball to someone and them having a field goal attempt that would have been an assist, if they scored it.
See that I think that stat matters. No, obviously it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But if we are dissecting stats and we're going to use assist in who's a better playmaker and this and that, then I think we need to account for the good looks I gave you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a big deal. That's why I was saying earlier with assists, you got to rely on. That's why I think assists are harder to come by. Because if I got somebody like Ron who's known for tricking layups, I'm like, bro, I'm feeding you.
Damn,
you know
Ron, you killing us, man.
I'm missing my assist at, bro.
Chill. Who's the point guard here and who's not?
He's
you know
double teamed.
You know how many times I done been mad at Ox for me just putting him in a perfect position to make a wide open layup.
You didn't have to take it personal, Ron. I was just using for an example.
I'm just saying, bro. Like when you saying that really struck a nerve. Because when somebody that passes as good as I do, when I attract the defense and I give you a wide open layup, and you miss it and then do this,
that happens all the time.
It's annoying. It's annoying. And then at that point, it's just like, get back on defense. Stop sulking. I don't want to hear it.
All right. Anyways, but Mars, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that stat. Like for anybody, it's there are certain stats that's like, if we're doing this stat thing, like it's cool and it can tell a part of the game. But I do think like when we're having conversations about basketball, I think the box score in general is more trouble than it's worth. It's like if I understand Damo's point as far as like we can't all watch all the games. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some teams this year that I might have watched five or six games. You know what I mean? Like whole games, because most of the time I'll be bouncing around like quarter to quarter type watching. But like that's a good point. I do see that. So yeah, maybe we shouldn't scrap all the stats, but I think we'll get more out of our basketball. I honestly think we'll get much more out of our basketball conversation if we didn't have stats to rely on. You know what I mean? If we could all, that's what we should do one time. I think that's what we should do. I think we should have an experiment where we just watch 2 or 3 games. We don't look at the stats. I wish there was a way to turn off the graphics. You know how like when they put them up and stuff? I wish there was even a way to do that. And we could just watch the games and not to look at the stats and then just discuss what we saw, discuss what we watched. And I think we'll have a more productive conversation if we were able to do that, as opposed to, well, how are you, how was this happening? He had 10, blah, 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 like, let's just saw what we saw. Who was supporting their teammates in this aspect? Like, who was actually making things happen? And I think we'll start discovering more things about basketball if we didn't have stats to rely on.
I agree, for the most part.
All right, fellas, we got to keep it pushing. I got a few super chats. We got some new members. We got some new subscribers. And before we get into that, y'all know the drill. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And also, scan the QR code right there below Damo and go check out playerschoicemerch.com. Get you some fly stuff. You see Chill flaunting his shirt. Ox said that he needs to take the X off his shirt. But when you guys get the shirt, it'll be as is. All right, y'all. Join the Telegram group chat as well. We all in it. We have amazing conversations in it. It's a bunch of different channels. Hoop, basketball, obviously. You got football, baseball. Guys like Jalen Carter in the sports betting channel. Got all type of stuff. So make sure you click that. It's pinned at the top of the chat. Join up, chat with us offline when we're not up here. It's a good chance for you to connect with us. Also, too, I got to shout out our Hall of Fame members because we had a couple inductees over the last few days. Initially, we had Dorian Clayton. He's been here for 2 months. And then my man Kendall Daniels, he pulled up a couple Fridays ago. Obviously, we had a good time with him. Kendall, you're definitely invited back up here. Dorian, you as well. Hall of Fame Fridays are every Friday. You guys get a chance to come up here and speak your piece. But now we have a couple new faces who may be appearing this Friday. My man Mikhail, first and foremost, he became a Hall of Fame member. So big ups to Mikhail. Cobra, son of Raditz. Shout out to Cobra. He became a Hall of Famer. And last, but certainly not least, my man Jerryality also became a Hall of Fame member. He's in the Hall of Fame tier now. So I got to give a big shout out to each and every one of those guys for being Hall of Famers.
Look at
They
them
up
all
their
in the
level
Hall
of
of
play.
Fame. All before Al Horford. Nice.
Oh, real quick,
They're
Ron,
better than that.
Facts.
Oh, real quick, I know you had brought up in the Telegram how we talk about baseball. Last year when I told you Ellie was going to be better than Julio, you laughed. Like, how are we feeling now? Because it came true.
Who's winning their division?
Who's better? That's not
Who's
what I
winning
asked.
their division?
Who's better? Who's a better
Hey,
baseball
Ox,
player?
Ox, you know what?
Pull up the stats. Pull up the
I
stats.
stay quiet that. Hey, I stay quiet that. I stay quiet that whole time.
Let's get to the stats, Boomer. Get to
I'm
the
not a
stats,
box
Boomer.
score. I'm not a
No,
Reds.
box score watch.
Who's
Box
winning the
score watch.
games?
Listen. I'm not a Reds fan, so I don't care about that. I'm a Yankee fan. I don't care about none of that. I'm just saying in terms
Get
of
to the
when
numbers.
I told you
Get to the
Ellie
numbers.
would be better than Julio. You laugh. I'm just saying.
First off, Ellie different. Ellie just
I
different.
told you that.
He different. But with that being said, though,
Very
my
different.
man Julio been in the slump. So Damo,
Big slump.
it's starting to heat up, just like the weather outside. When August roll around, and my man ripping the threads off the ball, ripping the cover off the ball,
Now,
we can talk then.
Listen.
What's up?
When that doesn't happen, and Ellie still continues to be better next year, when O'Neal Cruz is also better, are we going to revisit this conversation? Because O'Neal Cruz is also going to be better than Julio. I'll give it another year. O'Neal Cruz will be better.
All right. I just wait for
You
my
for
man
real
to get
watch
going.
baseball? You guys for real watch baseball?
Morris, what?
When I
I'm
can,
genuinely
yeah.
asking. I'm genuinely asking.
I casually watch baseball. For me, I realize watching baseball best is like something in the background because them games be long as hell.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how long is the game?
Super
long.
2 hours. Well, no, Damo, it's not as long as it used to be because they put the pitch clock on now
and sped it up. But still, compared to basketball and other sports, it still feels, at least to me, it feels longer. It feels long. Pause. But yeah, I put it on in the background. Edit some videos or be in a Discord chilling while it's on in the background. Or
baseball is the perfect background, like just to have it on the background in the TV. I even listen to when I'm driving around. I'll even listen to baseball on the radio.
How old are you?
I guess.
What? You listen to baseball games on the radio?
You listen to basketball games on the radio? I sat there and watched you.
I have.
No, I sat there and watched you smoke a cigarette, drink a 40, and listen to the game on the radio.
But how old are you?
I watched you do this.
How old are you?
I watched you do this out on your patio.
Why would you put that on me? But I don't smoke cigarettes, y'all. That's
Ox. You better than that game.
I don't smoke squares, Damo.
All right, my bad. Black and mild, wood tip at that.
Oh my god.
Wood. I'm smoking wood. I'm smoking wood tip jazz Black and mild, son.
Hey man,
like wine flavored jazz cream. What is it, bro?
Hey, but nah, baseball fire though.
Interesting.
But all right, y'all. I want to go ahead and throw this on the screen before I get to my members. Speaking of box score watching, this is the game right here where I don't think we have no box score, so we have to use our eye test. Swiper, this should make you happy that one of your fellow Nuggets is actually practicing during the off season, getting ready for whatever he's getting ready for. But check this out, y'all.
Is that Joker?
Yeah, it is.
This ain't gonna get us copyrighted, right? This music.
Just in
You're
case.
welcome. You're welcome.
Step back.
Oh my god, he's trash. Oh my
Garbage.
God. He's still shooting.
And not playing no defense.
Yeah, he the same guy. He the same guy. He ain't working on his game.
They playing.
This is This is an old video, by the way. That court now updated. It's blue in the last year, so this is
Damn,
a couple years ago.
you did investigative journalism?
No, I mean, I again, yeah, I think I understand. I'm from Denver, so I've seen all of this stuff, multiple times. So,
W investigative journalism.
Yeah,
I was like,
but yeah, no, he's currently
Ron.
he's currently with the Serbian Olympic team. They're practicing. So,
damn, Ron, fake
Swiper still lying on Jokic. This is crazy, man. But
fake content is crazy.
Do anything to protect your savior, huh?
my savior is a one and only Jesus Christ. By the way, the son of he's a Nazarene, so don't have to worry about that, my brother.
Okay, all right, my bad.
And the siren helped him carry a cross, which isn't
my bad. You're king. You're king. You're basketball king. My bad, Swiper. All right.
Look at him telling you about his savior. You just got cooked.
You pulled a Joe Mazzulla.
All right, y'all. We got a few members, so let me go ahead and shout them out and dive into these super chats. And then right after that, we are going to get into these power rankings. We did our final team power rankings for the season. It should be interesting for you guys to see and react to what I see right here. On top of that, too, we're going to be able to go look at the preseason rankings and then look at the postseason rankings and see how teams moved up and down and all of that good stuff. So that's going to be fun. But before that, Big Smoke became a member today. Mr. Sauce Man 123 also became a member. Who else we got in the house? Banderas became a member as well. Shout out to him. We got a couple members chats as well. King J's been a member for 20 months. He said, been here for a minute. What up, Damo?
What's cracking?
All right, let's get to these. We can do mine first if you want, because I'm gonna have to bounce out a little earlier. But
all right,
hold on, we're reading them all
right quick. It's pretty trash.
No. Swipe. See, it doesn't really work like that. Swipe.
How are we? Are we just slotting them individually? We're gonna go bar for bar. Like, oh, Damo, who do you have at 1? Ox, who do you have at 2? And then
Ron did a combined list. He combined the scores between
you point system. You point system the list.
Yes.
Shout out to you, Ron. That's a lot of work.
That's
a lot of work. That's a lot of work. No, shout out to Ron. That's a lot of work to do a point system for a list. I know Ox would never do nothing like that. Only points he knows about are just merchant 8th grade buckets. He was 6'4" and everybody was 5'10". That's it.
In
You're 6 inches taller than everybody. And you were scoring on everybody.
I was 5'8".
I was bigger than you in 8th grade. That's crazy, bro.
And I still would have beat you.
How old were you when you started dunking?
I was 13.
No, you were 5'8" or 13 and dunking.
Bro, I'm saying
you were 5'8".
I was. That's what he said.
I got to high school. I got to high school at 13. Swipe. I started dunking in my freshman year.
So wait, how tall were you?
I was like 6'1", almost 6'2". Maybe.
Yeah. I was 6 foot even in 8th grade. But I was dunking at that point. But like I was dunking because I was like 6 foot. I thought you were 5'8". Well, yeah.
Not for like 8th grade during the basketball season, which is beginning of the year. I was like 5'8", 5'9". But I grew a lot 8th grade that summer. I got like 6'1", 6'2".
Oh, you were one of them ones. There be them ones chill out of nowhere. Like, dude, like, 5'9", come back in summer, 6'3". Next thing you know,
one of my best friends.
Everybody.
One of my best friends. His name's Roy Heston. We were the same size in the 10th grade. We came back the next year. He's 6'7".
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then by sophomore year, I ended sophomore year like 6'4.5", 6'5".
Who was taller in your family? Your mom or your dad?
My pop's like 6'2", my mom's 6'1".
Jeez, that's where it come from right there. Mama being tall.
People like Ox made me realize back in high school, the hoop dream was dying, man. I ain't started dunking until I was 16. That's crazy.
Gabe Too Funny 02's been a member for 5 months. He said we done with the 90s. Original box score watchers.
They ain't have much choice.
What else did we have to go on? In 1988, what did we have? Wasn't no league pass. Wasn't NBA TV. ESPN wasn't going on. TNT had one game. The only time I got to see Jordan was when they were playing the Lakers or when they was playing the Celtics or when they was playing Detroit. That was it. It was the only time I got to see him.
Missed out on all that.
Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna ask this with all due respect, and I'm not trying to start an argument or anything. Why has history been like manipulated for people to act like the mid 80s and the 90s and like when Kareem and Magic and them were playing is recent enough for us to still respect what they did, but act like Bill Russell and Wilt and them is so far removed from anything that it means nothing? When the gap between Wilt and MJ like playing is smaller than the gap between MJ and now. So like, why do they act like Wilt and them is so far removed, and we can't respect anything they did? But we're at that point with that's how far away the 80s and the 90s is from where we're at now in terms of time apart. So like, why does that happen?
You want the real answer?
Hopefully,
they ain't dropped the film yet, man. I'm telling you, the moment they drop that Wilt film, everything will change. They ain't dropped the film
100
yet.
points.
The 100 points. As soon as they drop that 100-point footage, everybody's perception to change. Until then, they are not going to respect it. I just seen a video on the timeline the other day of Babe Ruth in 1934. There ain't no way there ain't no film of Wolf. I'm seeing Babe Ruth sign some paper.
It's crazy how
in
we all on the same Twitter.
1934. Like, come on.
That's dangerous, Chill. Everybody's on the same Twitter, seeing the same thing all the time.
And to the people saying like, because you've gone back and watched the 60s and you're looking at the way it looks, I mean this with all due respect, because I don't error text. But if you've seen the 60s and like the 70s and you're like, I don't respect this, there's no way you're watching 1984 and telling me you respect it. Like, there's no way. I'm watching point guards get ignored anywhere above the free throw line. I'm watching point guards cross over with their right and keep dribbling with their right. And this is in the 80s. And I don't error attack, so I can just respect what you are relative to your time. But you can't tell me, now we done with Jerry West because I don't respect his era. And then you're going to tell me about how good Dennis Johnson was defensively. I'm not about to hear that from you, because there's no way you've watched Jerry West and then you go and watch some of these mid-80s players and say there's just a large divide in the quality of basketball. I think the difference is one's in color and one's in black and white. Because to be honest, the game didn't just fly 10 light years apart between 1968 or 1972 and 1982. But somehow you respect 82 but don't respect 72. I don't tax any errors. I respect all of them. But you can't tell me you don't respect anything before the merger and then tell me you respect 1981 basketball. Because there's no way you watch 1981 basketball and think it's different to where it was in 1975.
Well, Mars,
like, there's no way.
You've mentioned a bunch of different times. I mean, how much has the game changed today than 2020? The game is not the same.
The schemes have changed, yeah,
right.
But the talent level hasn't drastically changed.
I don't think the talent level has changed either. However,
I agree.
I mean, if you're talking about 1972 Jerry West and you're matching him up with 1984 Dennis Johnson, don't get me wrong. I don't think there's much of a gap, but I do think that there is a gap because the game did change. Guys are, even though they may be getting ignored at the long ball line because the long ball wasn't that prevalent back then, but guys are putting the ball, some guys are putting the ball in their left hand a little bit more, as opposed to back then when guys didn't put the ball in their left hand, not because they couldn't, but because it just wasn't advised. Bob Cousy could dribble with his weak hand. He just didn't.
The rules were also different for them.
Right.
Too,
exactly.
Like, we're not gonna act like the rules only started benefiting the offense recently. That's not true either. The 80s dribbling rules were different from the 70s and 60s.
100%.
In terms of travels, it was different too. So they started getting a lot more flexible once Magic and them came in too. So I don't want to hear that argument for like, oh, well, they had to go against the tighter dribbling regulations. Yeah, compared to today, sure. But the 70s had to go against even tighter dribble regulations and you still clown them. So my issue is, and before anyone misconstrues what I'm saying, I'm not saying cook the 80s and the 90s like you cook the 60s and the 70s. I'm saying don't cook any of them, because there's no way you're going to cook the 60s and then tell me 1982 is so far superior when it's not. And respectfully, anyone who's actually watched the 60s, they were shooting from further away in the 60s than they were when they first introduced the three-point line. They just didn't get 3 points for it, but they were routinely shooting from 23 feet consistently. You go to the 80s, all of a sudden there's a three-point line. Everyone wants to start shooting from 18 feet. I don't know why, but that's what they decided to start doing. They were shooting routine, real threes in the 60s.
Hey, you know what's crazy? A lot of y'all might not know. Some of you might. Pete Maravich averaged 42 in college at LSU. His freshman year. Mm-hmm. They said if the three-point line was there, they said he shot, I think, 9 to 11 threes a game without the three-point line. They said if the three-point line was there, he would have averaged 50 as a freshman. It's crazy.
Yeah,
but fellas, I gotta get back to these super chats though. My man FIFA boy, he's been a member for 11 months. He said, is it still L-Dub, Mars?
Yes.
All right. Some things don't change. Devon Williams said Bobby Witt Jr. clears.
Bobby Witt is nice.
Bobby Witt is.
I will say, he clears. He clears.
Listen,
That's a baseball player. That's a baseball.
Yeah,
That's a baseball player. That
I
boy
don't got
nice.
nothing bad to say
That
about
boy
Bobby
nice.
Witt.
I can't even argue that. That boy nice.
Hey, like, you know how like when you watch basketball chill and you be like, man, that white boy play like he got like melanin in him. You know, he play like he. That's
Like
how
Chris
Bobby Witt
Mullins.
plays baseball.
Is he better than Otani? Is he better than Otani?
Hell no.
No, hell
Okay.
no.
So Otani's still the best. Otani's still the best.
Come on, hey Mars.
So it's just a battle for number 2.
What's under? Not even battle for number 2.
Oh,
Like the guys we're talking about, this isn't like these guys we're talking about are top 5 players.
oh, these
Mars.
are like the Brandon Ingrams, and that's what I'm talking about.
Bobby
Those
Witt
kind of-
he not Ingram though. He like
No, I ain't gonna say Ingram.
Donovan
Bobby
Mitchell?
Witt's like
no and like because
I'm
he's
gonna say
young.
Donovan Mitchell.
No,
better.
no,
Okay.
but he's young, so he on that type of ascension.
Oh.
he's on a
Who's
younger
Wemby?
player.
There a Wemby?
Otani's Wemby.
I say,
Like,
Oh, Otani's young.
Otani's
But-
Wemby and LeBron put together. It's crazy. I don't know.
Oh, so he's
Just-
good.
just-
W. Okay.
Just so you know, Ron, that and I know we got to get moving on the power rankings, but just so you know, Ron, that stat you brought up with Pistol Pete Maravich, he only played 3 years at LSU. Couldn't play as a freshman. Just so you know.
oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to put that out there.
Oh, like Kareem.
Yeah, you couldn't
Yeah,
play as a
so,
freshman.
yeah.
He only played 3 years there, and he averaged 40 a game.
W.
Jose Primo said, "When is PC weekend? I'm paying for Dub's ticket.
Pay for my ticket. What the hell? You just paying for tickets.
We coming to London.
What's your plan? I gotta get to London.
Who is we?
I still gotta get there. Like,
Mama, why you
gotta
not
pay
going
me.
to London?
Damo is so
Mars.
close.
I'm good on that.
Mars, you gonna catch an Uber or a
So
train
down
or
to come to
whatever?
London. Yes.
What's wrong with London, Dama?
I've been to England
Train?
before.
Nah, I'm
Food
not
kinda
getting
whack.
the train, nah.
Food kind of whack, but
And there you go.
but yeah, the food is kind of whack. In
They brought us
Be
to
there for-
Seattle. It's gonna be an improvement. It's gonna be better than Seattle. for sure.
There was not. I promise you, if you went to Seattle and they had beans on toast, I'd have left too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just-
Get that shit.
I don't think you can buy beans on toast just out in London. Maybe you can. Maybe someone's gonna be like, "Oh, well, actually, I went to this spot in Soho."
Mars, I know it's people on the corner selling beans and toast. You
That-
can't
I-
convince me
I've never
otherwise.
seen
otherwise.
that
Beans
in
and
all
toast
my
cart?
ventures outside.
the same way as
Beans
the
and
same way as like hot dog carts in New York is beans
Yeah,
and toast
yeah.
carts in
And then they got
London.
the
Like,
T-Man
nah, I'm
across the street. Steph PF said, "What about sports betting? It would kill so many sports betting apps and revenue. Betting on team stats is nasty work."
Oh no, you
Good.
can't bet on sports.
Get rid of betting. You
I
already
don't care about
I
sports.
ain't gonna lie. sports
I understand the business revenue aspect. Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Ox, you are so out of
For me, I don't
the
care.
production meetings. You get out, Ox. So just so you know, you
Yeah,
are.
no,
out of the-
Ox ain't trying to build a successful business.
He's
Yeah.
not. Ox is
Nah,
out of the production meetings.
they need me in the production meeting.
No, they
I'm gonna
don't.
help us find different forms of revenue. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna make y'all think outside the box. Y'all need somebody like me around.
Sure, how
From a business standpoint, you can't get rid of the box score. Betting's a large part, but I don't care about the sports betting, so back it up.
LaFlame.
Wait, real quick, Ron, real quick. I'm sorry. This isn't gonna start a conversation. I just want to say, Music by P is tripping. He said best Joe's Craft Shack is in Seattle, when in fact it's in Old Sac. But go ahead, Ron. You got it.
Where do you think Joe from?
I don't care where you're from.
Where you think them crabs
bet-
that y'all got in Old Sac is from?
Anyways, Ron.
Swiper,
I'm
what's
just
the
saying.
hot spot?
Not
in-
Seattle.
in
They
Atlanta?
from Alaska.
I've been through Atlanta a couple of times. The hot spot. If I'm vegan, if I want something to eat, where am I going to eat in Atlanta?
For vegan,
Yes.
I mean the most popular millennial place would be Slutty Vegan. That would be the place to go. But they have places in New York and stuff.
What's
now,
it
too.
called?
Mhm.
Yeah, you heard him.
Slutty vegan.
Oh, now
heard
you're
him.
intrigued, Mars?
What's the problem, Mars?
Mhm.
Yes.
Sounds like something I
It's
can
very-
identify with.
It's a very popular spot. Slutty Vegan. Been around for about 5, 6 years now.
Okay.
Very popular spot.
All right.
hmm
All right, let me shout out this member. Read this next super chat, and then we go for sure get into these rankings right now. Sleazy Ty saying be legendary. He became a member too. Is that something you can identify with as well, Mars? Sleazy Ty? Not really.
Scotty
No.
Barnes, Supermax, 270 million. Just want to put that out there.
Deserved. Shout out to Sky. 254? Damn. That's crazy. Oof.
LaFlame with the super chat. LaFlame said, Dub Ron, in here every day grinding. Doesn't start any drama. That's facts. And actually pushes the platform forward, making great content for all of us here in the community to enjoy. Dub Glaze, Dub Host, L Tatum.
This man changed the title. Unprovoked.
He changed the title, Mars, and it wasn't because it was upstairs who told him to do that, right? It
Just
wasn't.
randomly just felt
The
like
suits
it.
didn't tell him to do that. He just did it, but he ain't trying to start nothing. What the hell?
I was just trying to give Dub his
And
well-deserved
then brought him up
farewell.
here. On top of that,
His
then on
deserved
top of that, brought
farewell.
him up here.
Did Dub not deserve that?
Ron is the
All
Don
right.
King.
Say no more. All right. The moment of silence, let me know everything. Hey, Dub, just know you got one person up here that respects all the work you put in. Man. Also, did you guys see the response video? You know what? Never mind.
Look at you.
Drop the link,
But
bro.
speaking of response video, Bama sent this through. Shout out to Bama. Shout out to J Rob. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. Any predictions on who came 30th on this power ranking list?
It better be the
The
Wizards.
Pistons.
It better be the Wizards.
They lost
Predictions?
30 games. That should be the 30th team in a row. I mean,
It's the Wizards.
Nah, Wizards. I think do they have the least amount of talent in the NBA?
well, not when Charlotte's hurt.
Yeah.
When
But they're about to
when
get
Charlotte's
Alex
hurt,
Saw. They're about to get Alex Saw. So
Which
That
is so. Oh my god.
Bilal Ansar.
Yo, this draft is so stupid, bro. I'm not even gonna talk about that.
speaking
On
of
a scale,
playback,
real quick, Damo, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being special needs and 1 being genius, how dumb is this draft?
There are so many teams that are just mentally challenged, man. Like I don't understand this draft process. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what these scouts. I need to apply. Can I apply on Indeed to be an NBA scout? Because if it's this easy to be bad at a job, I want to get paid to be bad at a job.
What are you complaining
It's just
about?
bad.
Which one are you? Which one are you?
he's
complaining
mad
about?
that Alex Saw isn't going number one.
Alex
Consensus.
Sarr isn't
He doesn't
going-
want to play
apparently
there.
He's not
He
going
does not want
one.
to play in the
He
league.
Ron
hasn't worked out.
Holland-
No, they
Ron
haven't.
Holland
He
is
hasn't
following
gone
that.
in for a workout.
Okay.
Damo,
He's trying to
he
finish,
will
man.
not come in for a workout. I'm
Can I
literally.
finish?
They've been trying.
Can I finish? Can
Oh,
I
it was
finish?
delayed on my end.
Okay, yeah, because it's not just Sarr. Ricochet should not be a top 3 to 5 pick. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ron Holland should not be falling out of the lottery. That's
That's a
crazy
fact.
to even be heard of. Like, what are we talking about? Donovan should not be paired with Wemby. I don't know what the Spurs are talking about.
That's a
Donovan
smoke
to go
screen.
there.
That's the smoke screen.
that's-
That's
It
a
better be the
that's
smoke screen. I
That's
hope
a
it's a smoke screen. But in my knowledge of the draft, a lot of smoke screens end up being true, in my opinion. Like a lot of things I've seen that are smoke screens end up actually happening. So even hearing that is ridiculous.
Damo, if I remember correctly, really quickly, did Paulo work out for the Magic?
It was Chet who didn't work out with the Magic, if I remember
Okay,
correctly.
I just
Chet,
wanna make sure
or
that I
he did
remember
work out,
correctly.
but he left early. He did.
Well,
he
and to
he
make you
wasn't
happy,
gonna go.
Damo, Dillingham has been the one proposed to the Spurs at 8, and I did say that I think they would be a decent fit. So there's a couple guards they're targeting.
All right,
You don't think
fellas.
Dillingham-
We'll talk more about the draft Wednesday, a little bit more tomorrow. Obviously Thursday. That is when day one of the draft. Or no, Wednesday's day one of the draft, and then Thursday we'll obviously be back here to recap and to talk about it. But as of right now, we got to get to these power rankings. And at 30, you see right here on the screen, it is the Detroit Pistons. And I do want to say this about Detroit coming at 30. Everybody up here voted Detroit at 30, except for this guy.
I don't get it.
They're not the worst team in the league. They're not the worst
are
team in the
lost.
league.
They
No,
are
it's the
lost.
Wizards. It's the Wizards. I don't. That one win separation is not about to convince me that the Wizards are a bad team.
It's not even about the one win, Mars. I mean, I think they got the second worst division record. I think they 28 games under 500
They're in the
on the
tougher division.
road. They're garbage.
They play in the
They
division
lost
with the
28
Bucks and the
straight
Pacers.
games. 28
Yeah.
straight games they lost.
Man, they're better
That's
than the Wizards.
Monty's fault. That's Monty Williams' fault, in my opinion.
Chill. Max just corrected me. You were right. Paolo didn't work out for the Magic. So
I
my
just
fault.
want to.
Yeah, so you were right. You were right.
Cooked.
Looks like
Domo, I'm disappointed in you, by the way. Unless you didn't give a list. Did you?
Scotty
give a list?
Barnes just got a max
I
deal for
gave
270,
A-list.
by the way.
And you put the Pistons in last. Interesting. Disappointed, man.
Swipe, I just said that less than 5 minutes.
I'm disappointed in myself.
Swiper,
Mark.
are you here?
No,
Swiper, are you present right now?
I didn't hear that part. Sorry. Excuse me.
Swipe somewhere. Swipe got something to do. He ain't got time to screw around.
There's a lot of information being passed on today. We had to talk about like communism, basketball, and a lot of stuff. So my mind was off. I'm sorry.
Hey, where else can you get that other than Players Choice, man? That's why we the best platform. Where else can you get
Communism basketball.
And Swiper, we just getting started. We haven't even talked about the WNBA yet. So
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna get there.
Can't wait to hear your
respect
thoughts.
Mussolini hoops. Yeah, Stalin hoops. Yeah.
Mussolini, the commissioner of the NBA.
I told you. I remember. I told you. I seen that video about when Fidel Castro was balling. I told you about that video. I
And we
watched.
still ain't seen Wilt.
All right, so at 29, it's really no secret.
You want to fight, Dom. When I see you, I'm fighting you. I swear I'm gonna fight you.
Fidel Castro jumpers? Come on, man.
We know the Pistons came at 30, and if the Pistons came at 30, it's no secret who came at 29. We all know that the Wizards are here at 29. So we could just move forward from there.
You guys got that wrong.
All right, so coming in at 28. Predictions?
Portland.
Charlotte.
Portland, right? Nah, Portland. Below Charlotte.
Trailblazers. They lost by 60 earlier this year.
Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte.
All right, it is indeed the Blazers.
Yeah,
Oh,
gotta be Portland.
Trailblazers garbage. 100% trash.
I'm traumatized by Jeremy Grant banking in threes to send the game to overtime. So
Get Jeremy Grant.
All right, wait. I'm tripping, y'all. I'm tripping.
What?
I actually lied. Well, I mean, they can be 28, but we actually have a tie for 28.
the Charlotte.
Or 27th, yes. The
Mhm.
Blazers in Charlotte. So I need you guys to help me break this tie. Which team is better and which team is worse in our power rankings? Chill, we'll start with you. Who you got?
When I think about Charlotte, with the fact that LaMelo Ball got hurt, I mean that kind of threw a monkey wrench in everything that they was doing. The Trailblazers, on the other hand, they're relatively healthy throughout the season, and they still managed to finish at the bottom of the Western Conference. With the group that they had, they still managed to finish at the bottom of the Western Conference. I mean, they got Anthony Simons back. Shaden Sharp, I don't know what exactly it is they're doing with him. Like I told Mars, I got one more year with him, and then I'm out. After this year right here, if he breaks down again, I'm out. OUT.
He's
out.
coming into year 3.
I don't even think the boy can drink yet.
We got this. If he breaks down again after year 3, I'm out. OUT out. I'm good on him.
Chill, the boy's still growing.
With that being said, then you know what? He should have went to school then. How about that? This is a man.
Well, he did. He just ain't play. He just ain't play.
That's the problem. He should have stayed in school then, because he's not there yet. So I'm good.
So who you got, Chill?
He should
The
have
Blazers.
stayed in school.
You got the Blazers? Okay.
Yes, the Blazers.
Damo, Blazers and Hornets. Who do you have ahead in your power rankings?
Give me Charlotte. I definitely got Charlotte above the Blazers. I think they have hands down the best player out of all these guys. Their point guard didn't come out as blind third into the season, and they have the best center out of both these teams. And Trey Man is Trey Man. Shout out what's the buddy name? Vasily Mičić had didn't he get like votes for first and second team all rookie after going to Charlotte? Hey man, give me Charlotte, man. Gotta represent the jail Hornets.
All right, Swiper.
Yeah,
Who would you put ahead?
Oh, ahead?
Yeah, out of these two.
Who's the better team, Charlotte or Portland?
I had the Blazers above the Hornets, so I have the Hornets at 28.
All right, Big Ox.
I also have the Blazers at 27 and the Charlotte Hornets at 28. But I would like, don't shake your head yet, Damo, hold on, because I would like to switch that. I would like to change my vote. Damo did a good job bringing up the fact that that little bro came out blind. But not only that, I forgot the absolute disdain I have for DeAndre Ayton for playing with my intelligence and saying he was sleeping on an air mattress for 3/4 of the season. So that's my thing. If he did do that, then he's just a freaking idiot or he just likes to talk.
Why did he do that again?
Because he's
What's the story?
a moron. I live in Portland.
save money.
I live in
money.
Portland, Damo. I live in Portland, Swiper, and there's literally a mattress store. Like I could have a mattress in my house in 20 minutes, and I don't got a Supermax contract. I don't got a Supermax, so.
Didn't he miss the game because he couldn't make it because of an ice storm?
Yeah, no,
that was
real.
serious. It was bad out here. It was bad out here.
Oh, also,
I don't know.
couldn't get up
where
his
he
driveway.
lives, so, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So.
I also want to add the fact that the Blazers did take Scoot over Brandon Miller. Didn't he? Or no. Yeah, right.
Brandon Miller was 2.
No,
and
Brandon Miller was 2.
was
Scoot was
3.
3. You're right.
So mattress and blindness tax puts the Charlotte Hornets at 27, and the Portland Trailblazers at 28.
All right, Mars.
Shout out Brandon Miller.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I think Charlotte's the better team.
You think Charlotte? All right. Well, Charlotte is now 26th or 27th, and the Blazers are 28th. That's what it is. Moving along, the next team is the San Antonio Spurs.
Interesting.
They are coming in at 26th. And the funny thing about the Spurs coming in at 26th is they rose 3 spots from the beginning of the year. Wait, hold on. L host. We have another tie for 26th. The Raptors and the Spurs.
The Raptors? Really?
The Raptors and the Spurs. So we got to do this again, Chill. Who do you got between the Raptors and the Spurs?
The Raptors. The Spurs got one really, really good player.
No, stop it. Don't lie. You were about to say something crazy. They have more than one really good player. Please respect.
They got Wemby. They garbage.
Please respect Dev.
That's
Please
going
respect
one
Devin.
out the other. Devin,
Please respect
They got
Devin.
one good
Please
player.
respect Devin.
Devin Vassell's an ice swiper. Don't do too much, bro.
If you had Mars, I know how you feel about Devin Vassell.
And this is why we need the box score. This is why the box score is necessary.
Yeah, what did Devin Vassell average? I'm about to cook right now.
This is why the box score.
Somebody got to average it more. Somebody got to shoot the ball.
No,
yes, they do.
Yes, they do, Damo.
I was hoping it was 22. I was hoping it was 19.
Damo, it's not hard to put the ball in the basketball hoop when you're a professional basketball player and there's 48 minutes in the basketball game. If you got subpar players, it doesn't mean your team's going to average 50 points. Somebody's going to score.
Hold on. Tell me the subpar player that was playing on a bad, shitty team that averaged great numbers because someone had to. Give me the subpar player that did it.
Great numbers. You got to be great.
Good to great numbers because they're on a bad team.
Good numbers.
Someone had to score. Who would? Give me somebody.
Let me think. On a terrible team,
a subpar player too. There had to be a subpar player on a terrible team putting
Not
up
a good
good
player.
to great numbers. Because someone has to, right? Someone has.
Somebody does it every year. It's all these teams.
Give me a subpar player.
Okay. Well, all right. Who was the leading scorer? Who was the leading scorer on Detroit? Who led them score?
He's not
Cade.
subpar.
Cade.
It's Cade, and he's not subpar.
Okay. Who's under him? Who's the next scorer? And what they average? When I say
That's a great question.
Is it Jalen Durant?
Got to be Durant. It has to be.
I don't know. But
it has to be Jalen Durant.
Wait.
Jaden Ivey.
We're not talking about the top player, right? Because who averaged more, Vassell or Wemby? Who averages most?
Wemby did.
Wemby, right? Okay, so who's number 2? You can go off any number 2. I know that, but I'm saying any number 2 on the bottom 10 teams in the NBA isn't going to be a great player, but they're all going to average anywhere from.
I mean, he shot 54% from 2, 37 from 3, 80% from the line for a year 4 player. That's pretty good on that team.
Devin Vassell is a good player.
I don't think Devin Vassell is subpar. I just don't think he's all what y'all making it out to be. I think he's all right. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think the Spurs only have one good player.
Well, no, they don't. But that's not what Chill said. She Swiper didn't even let us finish. Chill said.
You said they just have Wemby. The Spurs are garbage.
Swiper, don't take it personal, bro. All I'm saying is
they have one elite player.
That's all Chill said.
Oh, I agree.
You didn't say elite.
You didn't use the word elite. But now he's saying he's
Now fix your language. Call him out. Now call him out. Since you want to call everybody out.
So let's get to the bottom of that.
Get him out. Get him.
Because they got one elite player, what we're going to do is we're going to turn the Spurs into a team that's better than what they really are. They're not
Elite.
They got one.
You didn't say elite.
Okay, I'm saying that right now.
Wait,
They got
the
one
Raptors
elite
don't have
player.
an elite player. They don't have and one elite player. So now what?
That's the problem, because you have one elite player. You have a tendency, because you see that dude all the time, to make this team better than what they actually are.
Wait, who's
When you
wait,
have-
wait, who's
when-
better?
when-
Who's better on the Spurs outside of Scotty Barnes than Devin Vassell?
Who's better? I'll take RJ Barrett over Devin Vassell every day. 100%. I will. Yes, I will.
RJ and
New
You got
RJ.
Vassell
Okay,
I will take
new
RJ
addition.
Barrett
New,
over
the
Yes.
new addition.
Quickly better than him too.
The new addition Raptors. All right, no problem. The new addition Raptors.
Quickly better than him too.
All right, no, you're tripping. All right, you're tripping. I don't want to hear
So
that.
that's IQ.
That's not crazy though. It's
Yeah,
really
cool.
not.
Ron. Whenever
I'm
Ron
high on
agrees,
Quickly. I'm
chill. Whenever Ron agrees, I'm out. Whenever Ron agrees, I'm out. I heard his alley take.
That's really not crazy, yo. Quickly gets busy. But we got to move on though. Damo, I need to know who you taking. Raptors, Spurs.
Whichever team Ron
Give me
don't
the
take,
Spurs.
'cause I'm out.
Give me the Spurs. Give me the Spurs.
I'm out on Ron.
Give me the
So you
Spurs.
know what that means now, Ron. You can't agree with nothing else I say, because you devaluing what I'm saying now. Because now it's throwing a monkey wrench in everything I'm saying.
You know what this means? This means I'm gonna be able to steer who wins the argument and who doesn't. Thank you, Swiper. Who you said Spurs, Damo? All right, Swiper.
Who should be 26?
Yeah, well, it's out of the Spurs and the Raptors.
I'm staying with the Raptors. I never saw the Raptors to beat the defending champions with Devontae Graham at the point guard position.
All right,
So he's got the Spurs above the Raptors, is what you're saying.
Yes.
okay.
No. Yes.
Ox.
I have the Raptors above the Spurs.
Excuse me.
It's the
In
better
which
team.
direction?
I have the Raptors the better team.
Okay.
Mars.
I think Toronto is the better team.
All right, Toronto got it. What we looking at, y'all?
I think that's a good bottom five. I think it's the right teams.
All right, this is where
Definitely
we
the
at right
teams.
now. We're gonna move through this pretty quickly, y'all. We're not gonna prolong it. We're gonna get through this list quick. So next, and keep in mind the Spurs jumped up 3 spots. So shout out to Spurs, making a 3-slot improvement. Next, we have a team that fell 7 spots from the beginning of the year ranking. And this is the Brooklyn Nets.
Bums. Yeah.
Did y'all, what? Did y'all not? Okay, never mind.
Who are you thinking about?
They're still
I
acting like
thought the
Mikal
Grizzlies'
Bridges.
name would have been said eventually.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
Okay.
If they would have done what Damo, if they would have done what Damo said, they'd be where Detroit is right now. That's what they should have done. That's what should have happened.
So they
What
could
the hell
draft.
I told him to do.
Well, so they could draft Alex Sarr with
Tank.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Because
have no
we got
spacing.
GG and we got Jaren Jackson still playing. Why are these dudes in the lineup? What's going on?
Apparently, they're trying to get Donovan
Yes,
Clingan.
if they would have done what Damo told them to do, they'd be where Detroit is right now.
They'd be in a great situation.
Well, Detroit got the 5th pick. I mean,
And they got what, 7th?
9.
9? See, I would have rather had the 5th pick.
Yeah, but what does Memphis really need with the 5th pick? Like, with who's going to be there? More than likely, they'll also be available at 9.
What if they take Zach Edey?
I promise you. I mean, would Bucelis not work on
What
the
if they
Grizzlies?
did?
You wouldn't want Bucelis on the Grizzlies?
I love
Because I don't think he'll be there at 9, but he'll be there at 5.
Well, let's think about it. Okay, so if the Pistons didn't take Buzelis for whatever reason, Charlotte have Brandon Miller and the woman beater, so they're not really going to take him.
But are they going to sign back the woman beater? Is the question.
They
Yes.
seem to have no
Yes.
morals, so I guess yeah.
He want to be there and they want him too.
The 7th pick, Portland. Ooh, Portland. Yeah. Okay. He might not get past Portland, but I don't think the Spurs would take him. So if Portland didn't take him, he could be there at 9, theoretically.
And
But
see, we'll talk
they
more
could
about
trade
this
him.
on Wednesday. The Spurs are tripping if they pass on Matis. Personally, to me, I know you need a point guard. I'll
They
get whatever
pass- if
point
they
guard's
pass on
best
who?
available at 8. I'm
Matis
taking
Buzelis.
Matis at. I'm taking him
With
at
who?
4. Yes, Mars
Give
at
me
4.
Ron Holland.
Over Castle?
See?
Give me Ron Holland.
I'm the most high on Matas in this draft, but we'll get to that Thursday and Tuesday and whatnot. Right now,
They already got 2 forwards.
well, one of them's not really that good.
Keldon's leaving.
And the other one's about to get traded.
Keldon's out?
Keldon's out of there.
Keldon's leaving. They
Well,
got Jared.
technically, they're
Jeremy's
both not
gonna be
that
there.
good. And
No,
one's-
stop.
one's
Please
leaving.
stop. Please
So
stop. Please
Sochan's
stop.
out
Please
too?
stop.
You think Sochan's out too?
No,
It's the point
Jeremy's not going anywhere. They literally were trying.
Jeremy.
He's a multi positional player that they were trying to develop as a point guard. Didn't work out super well. Not a great shooter yet, but he is too valuable just to give up like that. He just does.
Jeremy's staying. That Keldon's the one who's gone. They got
Keldon's
Devin,
gone.
Jeremy, and Wemby. Devin, Jeremy, and Wemby.
He's an upgraded younger Grant Williams. It feels like that's what he feels like to me.
All right, y'all. At 23, coming in hot is the Utah Jazz.
Fair. Keontae George. First team all rookie.
They're bad in the Grizzlies. I think they got ranked low because they actively tanked at the end of the season.
So power ranking includes players on the roster that didn't play, correct? Like,
I'm
are you?
assuming everybody healthy.
I'm
assuming everyone's healthy.
Okay, so I've messed up because the Grizzlies are very low on my list. Okay,
Right.
whoops.
I went up.
It's not power ranking based on what happened in the season, how good the team was.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I did that. I did that too. But I had the Jazz at 23 as well in this situation, just overall.
We're not ranking the Grizzlies with John Morant. Hell, we're ranking the Grizzlies with what they are.
I rank the Grizzlies as what transpired this year.
Yeah,
so.
Marcus
I
Smart,
still think they were better than Jazz.
Oh yeah, I can't agree with that. I like that.
No, I mean, but given like we have to stop at certain injuries with the Grizzlies. Like, at some point, we have to like.
But that's why they're
like,
so low. Is because they just have the
don't.
worst
Why-
injury
we
luck I've
gotta-
ever seen.
No, but I'm
like,
saying like they still
The
competed
Grizzlies
at a high
are
level.
objectively a better team
You
when
right.
healthy than the Jazz.
Sure.
But they went through an injury crisis and they were worse this year, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But the
that's
Jazz-
the only reason I did like that.
And how many games did Laurie play this year? 55.
10 more than that if they were healthy.
I think Laurie played 55, and then they were developing
They
the
shut down
rookies.
Larry to tank though.
Yeah, they did, which counts. And then obviously Keontae came on strong after a game like 35 or so. Walker Kessler in and out. I mean,
Ron, could you please clarify to the panel and the chat what this power ranking is? Was this power ranking where these teams were on the last day of the season, a game 5 of the finals? Or are we talking about moving forward what we're projecting at the beginning of the season?
No projections.
Right.
Based on today, at the end of the
23,
season.
24 season.
Yeah.
That's what we
The way I kind of did it was like, let's say we're doing the Raptors and the Spurs. I did it on if these teams played a 7-game series, who would win? Who's the better team today? Yeah, with the roster that you finished with on the last day of the season. And I mean, a lot of it had to do with how you performed over the season too. If we clearly, like Mars, for instance, even though the Pistons lost 30 straight games, Mars believes that the Wizards are better than it. So he put them above them. So, I mean, past context matters, but at the end of the day, last time we seen them, how good were they?
Right.
But speaking of the Grizzlies, they are coming in next. And the Grizzlies actually had one of the biggest falls in our power ranking from the beginning of the year to right now. They fell 11 spots.
Makes sense. I mean, they had a catastrophic year.
Of course. You lose 3 of your 5 best players.
But they gained some good players who now are going to be more valuable going forward, like John Contra, Vince Williams,
and
Gigi Jackson.
They get Brandon Clark back next year.
Hey,
Brandon Clark came back towards the end of the year, so
they get a healthy Brandon Clark. Let me rephrase that.
So the Grizzlies are in a good position, and whoever they draft at 9, if they keep the pick, the Grizzlies.
Damo turned me on to Gigi Jackson. He was the one who'd been talking. He was talking about Gigi Jackson, but before he actually put on a uniform, when he was talking about Gigi Jackson. So
Gigi was projected to go like mad high. If I remember,
probably would have been an all.
Was he not like before he went into college? Was he not ranked? Mad high
before going to college.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I got turned on to Gigi Jackson while he was at South Carolina. So before then, I have no idea. I just know while he was at South Carolina, he was not getting crazy draft projections.
Oh yeah. I thought I was saying I thought he was ranked mad high coming out of high school. I might be wrong though.
He could have been. I have no idea. Not like I do.
I'm gonna give you your flowers on Gigi, Damo.
I appreciate it.
I love what I've seen from Gigi this year. I can't wait to see how he progresses in the next 4 years. But the next team that we have, and this rounds out the bottom half of our list, we have none other than the Chicago Bulls.
No.
They're better than the Hawks.
Yeah, they
are.
Oh, wait. Well,
100%.
Yeah, I had the. Man, that's tough. They were in the same tier all year, though.
I wanted to put Atlanta lower, actually.
That's tough.
I'm sick of Damo. You know how you sick of a team? That's who I am with Atlanta. I'm sick of them.
And now they're not going to draft Alex Saw. Like, They are
sick of the
serious.
Atlanta Hawks.
First number 1 pick since like 1955 or something.
And they're
They're
not
gonna
going to
mess
take
up.
the best play. Oh,
They're gonna mess it up. Unless
I mean-
Ricochet turns into Kevin Durant. Then.
Y'all really high on this Sar kid. I've been checking him out over the past couple weeks.
What you
And
think?
I'm not.
Who do you remind you of?
No, I want to.
Boss?
I'm not as high as Domo is. I just think he should probably go.
Who's he
number one.
remind you of, Ox?
I can't really say. I can't say Spike, but who exactly he reminds me of. But his game is kind of like, I don't know. It's not. It's
Is he
not
better
mean
than-
enough. It's not
I was
mean
just about
enough.
to-
You
I
know?
was just about to ask you that.
He's
Is he-
soft?
today coming into the
I don't
league.
want to say that. I
Is he
say
better
that
than
too much,
Sharif
but I
Abdul
feel
Rahim
like-
coming into the league today?
Shit.
Oh, that's a interesting.
Whoa.
I didn't expect that comparison.
I don't know about all that. I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching, see if I can find some full games on him and stuff. But just from what I've been seeing, I don't know. I'm not sure about him yet.
I don't think he'll come in and be great right away. He's more
Yeah,
long
it's
term,
gonna
in my
take-
opinion. But we're talking a lot about the draft. So sorry, man.
We're gonna get to that. I mean, it's a big week, and I know everybody. I got my opinions on the draft. I got my opinions on the Atlanta situation. All of that. We definitely gonna get into that. So y'all just stay tapped in.
I
We
really
for
want to
sure
talk
gonna make it
about
happen.
that. I really want to talk about that Seattle Storm Connecticut Sun game. Hell of a game.
The
We for
people
sure
want to
gonna
talk
get
about the
that too.
fever versus the sky. That's what the people want to
Yeah,
talk about. That's awesome.
definitely got to get into that. But I think people slept on the fact that the Suns and the Storm played yesterday as well.
No, the fact that the Sun got their asses kicked.
That's Brittany Griner's team, right?
No,
Nah.
that's the Phoenix Mercury. The Suns are the Connecticut team. That's Dejanay Carrington, Alyssa Thomas,
Okay.
Breezy Jones, DeWanna Bonner.
See, I got Phoenix and thought Sun. Tell me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Tell me.
All right, at 20, and this rounded off our bottom half of the list. You can see right here. The Pistons, Wizards, Blazers, Hornets, Spurs, Raptors, Nets, Jazz, Grizzlies, and Bulls are the bottom 10 teams in our final power ranking. Next up, we got the Chicago Bulls. Or no.
Yeah.
Next up,
Bulls.
sorry, Mars.
We're
got
worse
the
than the
Houston
Hawks.
Rockets.
We're worse than the Hawks.
Who?
Oh,
We're worse than the Hawks.
Who's worse than the Hawks? Wait. Hold on, Mars. Hold on.
Hold on. My bad. The Hawks are next right now.
oh,
Ron, don't raise my blood pressure today, man. Don't do that.
I want to make sure I heard
had
that
it-
right, Mars. Making sure my mic check are my earphones working? Can y'all hear me?
Ron made sure to clarify. He was.
One
Ron was
more
trolling
time,
us.
Mars, for the people in
Ron-
the cheap
Ron-
seats.
Ron
The
was
Houston
trolling
Rockets are better than who?
We're better than the Hawks. He tried to troll. Ron tried to troll me and say we were worse. Don't do that, Ron.
Okay.
I had to get you back for all the times you
Don't do
trolled Chill
Okay,
and
don't do
raised
that,
his
don't
blood
do that,
pressure and all of
don't
that
do
stuff. I got you, Chill. I got you.
Okay.
All right,
No, we're worse than the Hawks.
Because you had me. I was like, what?
the Hawks are coming in at 21.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Next, we got the Chicago Bulls, and they rose 5 positions over the years. So, I didn't really see too much improvement, but hey, Chicago Bulls coming in hot at 20.
Nice.
All right, ahead of the Bulls, Mars.
Yeah, I this is where I expected us to fall. I couldn't get us much higher than this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got the Rockets at 19.
Mm-hmm.
We have any predictions on 18?
The Warriors.
Dubs.
We're better than them too, but you know.
It is, in fact, the Warriors, and they had one of the more dramatic falls over the years, too. Actually, I think they had the biggest drop out of everybody. Yeah, they dropped 12 slots. We had them in the preseason. We had them ranked at
6.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay.
They were ranked at 6.
Believed in them too much.
I mean,
I know
they
I
went
did.
through suspensions and Clay remaining Clay.
I had them as a
Wiggins
bona fide
fell off,
playoff
so
team. Yeah, they were
yeah.
garbage.
Everything went
way
wrong
wrong.
for them.
The
this
Wiggins
way
fall
wrong
off was
about them.
insane.
year. Everything went
Is-
wrong for the Warriors. This
Can
year.
I ask what you call it for the Warriors? Is this like one of the teams that's probably having this like an important offseason for them in terms of top 5 offseason, like the crucial offseason for this team?
You got to figure out what we're doing with Clay. You got to figure out what you're doing with Wiggins. You got to figure out
With
how you're
Draymond.
moving forward with Draymond. You got to figure out, and all of this is predicated on the fact that even though Steph Curry is 36, he's still elite. it's not like Steph Curry is a bad player or just a good player. He's still elite. So all of this stuff is still predicated on that.
Let Hoops Hype tell it he's worse than Rudy Gobert, but you know.
All right, moving along. The Warriors came in at 18, at 17, right above the Warriors. Sorry, Ox. Y'all dropped 9 spots from the beginning of the year ranking. 217, the Sacramento Kings.
17?
Yeah.
That's not bad. I had us at 16.
The league is so talented that like the Kings and the Warriors are 17 and 18. That's interesting.
I did have the Warriors at 19 though, but I had us at 16.
You had the Rockets above the Warriors?
I had the Rockets at 18, yeah.
Mars, to your point, the Sacramento Kings missed the playoffs. They won 46 games.
That's
and they missed the playoffs.
We won more games this year
than last year.
I thought it was one less.
I think we won 43 last year.
No, I thought you won 47.
46.
Point being, you went from a 3 seed to like a 9 seed, and there was like and everyone acts like you guys just fell off a cliff. It was,
at least y'all finished above the Warriors.
Wasn't finished above the
doesn't really matter.
But you know.
All right, this is what we're looking at right now, y'all. Do we have any predictions for 16?
I expect it to be the Heat.
Miami.
Once again, you guys are indeed right.
Yep.
The Miami Heat are at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Right below average.
Right at that line. You like a 4.
That's
right
why Jason
there,
Tatum said they're always easy, man. They're always just
damn. All right, keeping it pushing. Next at 15, dead in the middle, the definition of mid, the New Orleans Pelicans.
No way. I thought it was the Lakers, actually.
No, I was going to say, where the Lakers at?
I was called crazy.
I thought it'd be Orlando. I mean,
I was called crazy when I said you got to trade one of them boys. Now look at them. By the trade.
I was so eager to see a Zion postseason, man.
No, the problem was, Damo, you was talking about trade both of them.
Both, one or both. But I said blow it up. One or both.
You definitely was out on Zion though, because I'm right there.
I'm still out on.
Yeah, you out on Zion?
Yeah.
Chill.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no way Shaden Sharp only has one more year. And you still with Zion.
I'm out.
I'm out on Zion for the Pelicans. I'm not out on him as a player, but just like with Ingram. I'm out on Ingram for the Pelicans. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I'm out on Zion. He can't stay healthy. Nope. From a baller standpoint, he's fantastic, but I think he's made of glass. I'm good.
I'd like to see Brandon Ingram in Charlotte.
Right?
That'd
Bring
be
him
nice.
home, man. Hell, bring Zion home.
That would kind of be dope.
Is that where he's from?
Zion's from there, right?
He was actually born in my hometown.
Okay.
B.I.?
No, Zion. B.I. was born probably like a couple hours away. But Zion
he's from Carolina?
I thought he was.
Oh, I thought you was just saying that as like a joke. Oh,
no. They're both from North Carolina. Zion grew up in
South
South Carolina. He grew up in South Carolina, but he was born in North Carolina. His parents went to the HBCU in my hometown.
Okay.
Them boys would be down there acting a fool.
Man, wouldn't they? The city be lit, man. Oh my god.
All right, so at 14, predictions.
Philly.
I'm gonna keep saying Orlando until they're on the list.
You're gonna keep saying it for a while, Mars.
Oh, you guys have them high. Okay.
Well,
no matter.
I don't know.
At 14, above the Pelicans, we got the Los Angeles Lakers.
You think the Magic are better than the Lakers?
Wait. Where are the Lakers at, Ron?
The Lakers are at 15. Here, let me put this on the screen.
No, it can't be 15.
14.
My bad, 14.
They're right above
14.
James was right. James at least we have some consistency with the Orlando Magic. That's their defense. James is 100% right. Yo, we could beat the Boston Celtics by 20, then turn around and lose to Portland by 15. That could happen to us. That could absolutely happen. That's who they were all year long.
So wait, I'm having some trouble right here. I'm having turmoil within myself. Chill, because I got the Lakers at 12. So what you're telling me, Ron, is I helped the Lakers on this list?
Yes, you did. You're part of the cartel. Yes, you are.
You had the Lakers.
I got them at 11.
Yeah,
him at
Swipe
15.
and Mars had him at 11. Chill had them the lowest at 15.
I had him at 15.
How high do you guys have Orlando?
Oh.
I don't think that. I'm not wrong. I'm sorry, Mars. I don't think you recognize how good of a defensive team Orlando was all year long.
Who's been singing the praises of the Magic more than me?
Not you. I can tell you that right now.
I like Orlando.
Definitely not you, Mars.
I don't remember.
Don't make
you,
that
Mars.
face.
No. I think it was like
You've been hating on Miami all year.
Actually,
Now
what
it
you've
is.
been doing, Mars, because you have not been singing the praises of the Orlando Magic. You've been singing the praises of Jonathan Isaac. Don't act like you've been up here talking about the Orlando Magic all year long.
Yeah, I've been praising their defense all year. I just said their offense is egregious.
Jonathan Isaac for the value and the amount of minutes that he plays is the best defensive player that I've ever seen. That's what he said. Okay,
I've been praising Orlando.
You've been praising. Okay, if that's okay, he's been praising Paolo. He don't about to get credit.
Right.
I get
That's
credit.
exactly who you've been on.
He's been praising Paolo.
I've also praised Franz and
praising.
Mo.
I've been praising.
Shout out Cole Anthony,
Orlando
Tar Heel alumni.
So I haven't been praising Jalen Suggs.
That's your problem right there.
Me and him, the headline twins. I ain't been doing that.
No, Mars, you
Damo,
have
because
not.
I ain't been talking about Jalen Suggs.
I hear you talk about Jonathan Isaac the most. That's who I've heard you
Of course,
talk
it's
about.
the most.
And you brought up Jalen Suggs a little bit.
Yeah,
You
because that's my
brought up
headline.
Jalen Suggs a little bit.
Yeah.
Ox actually talks more about Franz and his brother than you do.
Oh
Ox does.
yeah. Ox got Franz. Domo got Paolo.
I got the whole squad.
I
except
got
for
Jalen Suggs and Jonathan Isaac.
in Markel.
Oh yeah. I had to give up on
He
the
does
Markel.
hate the guards. He
I
does
think-
hate Markel.
Hey, we talked about Orlando a lot
I've
this
been
year.
praising Anthony Black and he been barely getting PT. All right, whatever. Man. That's cool. Whatever.
Hey man, shout out to Magic. Wherever y'all end up landing on this, y'all improved a lot.
People say
No one's talked about Jet Howard more than me. Like, what are we talking about?
Okay.
Yeah.
No wonder
never
people
said
say
his-
I don't
I've never
contribute
said his
anything
name.
to the show. All my contributions just get forgotten. I speak about Orlando. Oh, Mars ain't speak about Orlando. No wonder people think I just bring nothing. Oh, okay. It makes sense now. Cool.
Dub recognized your contributions.
He did, Mars. You didn't even say anything, Mars. You didn't say I appreciate that, brother. It was fun while it lasted.
Can I just ask
Nothing,
drop
Mars.
all
You
that
didn't
up?
say a thing.
Mars, you
just
should
sat
write him a
there
handwritten
scrolling.
letter or drop a YouTube.
Mars,
Do
I'm
something,
not.
Mars.
I'm not
Please.
trolling. I'm not trolling like they are. I just want to know: are you Shaq?
Not-
Are you
no.
Shaq or Kobe in this situation?
I've already said. Remember when Kobe and Kwame combined for 82?
No. So you thought you're Kobe? Damn.
not
So does
Shaq.
that mean so are you Shaq or Kobe? Because I'm trying to figure out if I'm Dwayne Wade or Pau Gasol. That's all I want to know.
Your Pau Gasol, but in the way that remember when Kobe was trying to get Andrew Bynum traded, so the Lakers had to go and get him a big. That's how you're Pau Gasol, not because of the Shaq replacement.
Personally, Damo, I think you Lamar Odom.
You want crack?
I'm not on
Hey,
crack.
chill.
Like,
Hey,
what?
chill. How's
I
the
don't
crack?
do What?
Crack's good. Crack's good. Crack's grand, my man.
Like calling me
Crack's grand.
Delonte West. That's crazy.
No,
Lamar's
doing really good. Yeah, Lamar's doing really good. Delonte not so much. Man.
Yeah, I seen
Pressure
Delonte got arrested again or something. So
Lamar Odom, that's fire. That's a compliment on the court. And to some, that's a compliment off the court.
Someone said Joe Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Yo, move on, man. I can't handle these things.
All right. By the way, the Lakers did fall 9 slots too into the 15th role, so they kind of had a down spiral over the year. But moving along, any predictions for 13?
Orlando.
Phoenix.
Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna answer. Let me open my phone back up. 13. We're at 13.
Yeah, and this is the list right now.
I got Phoenix.
I'm not gonna say what I got 13.
Say it, Ox. Say it.
Say it.
Don't
Let's
put
just go.
You say it or I'm gonna say it.
Who put it out there?
You can't do that, bro. This is America. My vote. I got the right. I got the right to keep my vote to private.
No, because it was a very hateful pick. So you say it or I'm gonna say it.
Man, just who got 13?
You know what?
He put
I'm gonna let us vote. I'm gonna let us vote on whether we want to know who got it at 13.
No, I didn't do that.
Mars.
No way.
Yes. Do you want to know who Ox had at 13?
Who did he have at 13?
I don't want to invade Ox's anonymity on his vote. I'm a nice guy.
It was Dallas, wasn't it? He had Dallas at 13.
That's what I guess. That's what I guess.
No,
But you know
Dallas
what?
was-
I'm going to respect your privacy as a.
Oh, was
Dallas?
it Indiana? Was it Indiana?
No,
That's why I run. That's why I run mad.
It was Philly?
Nah,
Yeah, Philly at
nah.
13.
Close,
No, I
Mars,
wouldn't do
but
that.
nah.
I wouldn't do that.
Wait, close to Indiana. Milwaukee?
Nah, I wouldn't do that. Come on.
Yes, as a matter of fact, Damo, he did have Giannis Antetokounmpo at 13.
As soon as he said close, I was like, I know exactly where it is. God.
Mhm.
But who actually fell on our
I
list
think
at
they
13
earned that.
is the Phoenix Suns.
Mm.
Are
I'm
coming
not
in
mad
at
at that.
13.
That's why I had him. That's why I had them.
And this was kind of funny to me because I had them the lowest at 15 on my list. Well, me and Jalen both had them at 15.
I had him at 14.
Damo had them the highest at 7.
Damn.
Okay, Damo.
I just gotta ask Damo, and you can ask me why I had him at 15, but I gotta know, why'd you have him so high?
Again, I was assuming everybody was healthy, and I did a mix. It was a mix of minds of this past season plus projections going into next year. So yeah,
He got
that's
the Lakers at
why I had
one.
him pretty high.
He
Nah,
got
I
the
didn't.
Lakers at one.
Nah, I had Lakers 13.
Oh, damn, you got no hope? You got JJ Redick?
I still gotta see what we do. I gotta
Well,
see if LeBron's.
do
gonna
you
be
have
there.
JJ Redick? Is the deal done? I don't know if
Yeah,
the
I
deal
hope
is done
so.
yet.
4
I hope
years.
so.
4 years.
I'm not.
No,
Listen,
that's the
I'm not somebody-
contract, Mars. He hasn't signed it yet.
He better sign it.
Man,
He better sign it.
He gonna coach the Lakers, man.
I'm not mad at JJ. I actually like JJ. I'm looking forward to JJ. I don't know about everybody else. Everybody else can have their opinions. I'm okay with JJ. Anything's better than what the hell we just had. So
Ooh, be careful what you wish for. I don't know.
I promise you, I know exactly what I'm wishing for. I had to
mess around and get Mike.
Can it-
If you would have went and got Steven Silas, I mean,
I'm about to say, can it get worse than Steven Silas to you, Mars?
oh hell no, hell no.
Exactly. That's how I feel. It can't get worse than what we just had.
We should do a coaching versus one day. Darvin Ham versus Silas.
Oh
That'd
my
be a
God.
fun segment.
Calvin Ham's gonna sweep.
I've heard of guys
Players.
having an issue with coaches. I never seen nobody can't stand a coach like Damo can't stand Darvin Ham. Never seen that before.
And I don't even know what he did wrong. Like,
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to
remember-
figure out.
Do y'all remember
This
the
is-
November episodes where Damo was coming up here talking about flicking lumps and all
yeah,
that?
like, he's there mad because Jared Vanderbilt's only playing 6 minutes instead of 22. Like,
It's not even the fact that he's playing 6 minutes. Again, this is something I realized in year one, and I don't want to take too much time, but if there's one thing I hate with
Hands in
a
the
passion, hands in the pocket when bad decisions are being made. Listen, I understand I'm just a fan from the sideline, but if I can identify, hey man, we are on a 10-0 run. Why is LeBron and AD coming out now? And Jokic is coming back in the game. What are we doing? Like, how is this the scheme? I'm sorry. It's just it happened too many times with too many different teams, whether it was Jokic, DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, whoever it is. I just witnessed too many bad decisions, also with hands in his pockets. And I didn't like what he was saying after the game.
I just want y'all to know. PC weekend, if y'all around me and y'all see me get a devious look on my face, and all of a sudden just put my hands in my pocket,
You up to
get
something?
as far away from me as possible
Uh-oh.
because I'm about to
Ron.
make a terrible decision.
Ron up to something.
Ron
All right, y'all.
I don't think
This-
Darvin Ham was all that bad.
I didn't think so neither, but
He ain't coach a team.
The Suns failed 10 slots.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of falling, we have a team that rose the second most out of everybody in this whole list.
Orlando.
The Orlando Magic are coming in at 12.
So who had them the highest?
Well, Mars, you had them the lowest at 16.
Yeah.
Who had them the highest
Did somebody have him higher than me?
at 8?
Ox? Oh, that's
Eight?
fake.
Where'd you have him? 9?
Yeah.
Told you, Damo.
So now we know who's the real Magic fan up here.
I'm like, what? Is there somebody who higher than 9? This thing got him at 8. All right, bro.
Damn.
All right, fellas, I'm gonna throw this list on the screen. I need you guys to tell me who is next. It's a lot of teams remaining.
Well, now
Milwaukee?
the Magic. I'm waiting for the Cavs.
Milwaukee gotta be like they can't be top 10, can they?
Mm-mm.
The Bucks are better than the Cavs.
Oh, the Clippers are next. 100% the Clippers are next.
All right, coming in at
What
11.
in Indiana?
Oh, I got them
You'll
quite high.
see.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I got
Coming in,
Rob put them at 1. This is disgusting.
Nasty.
They were a conference finals team, Damo.
I'm
facts.
not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm really not.
Coming in at 11, ahead of the Orlando Magic, we have the Philadelphia 76ers.
Sounds about right.
How my Mars felt about Orlando. That's where I'm at with Philly. I had them way lower than that.
Yeah,
If Embiid was unhealthy, I guess, but like they better than a bunch of the teams that are gonna come up. But it's cool. I get it.
facts. All right, coming in at 10, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Okay. Yeah, that's about right.
Damn.
And just for a little bit of context, the Cavs fell 3 slots from the beginning of the year, and the Sixers fell 2 slots.
Phoenix Cleveland at 10 though. Okay.
They're not better than the Sixers, but
Behind the Clippers.
Yep.
Not just behind the Clippers, right behind the Clippers, because they coming in at 9.
Okay, that's valid. That's valid.
Not too bad.
All right,
Philly's better than them too, but
at 8, fellas, talk to me. Who we got at 8?
Pacers?
This is what we're looking at right here.
I had the Cavs at 8.
The Bucks?
Pacers.
Oh yeah, probably the Bucks. Yeah.
Oh, well, Pacers.
All right. Well, this team failed 3 slots. Big Ox had him at 13. Mars had him at 6. We got the Milwaukee Bucks.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
They'll probably be higher on our next power ranking at the beginning of the season when everybody's healthy.
I'm not mad at a 1 spot difference. So,
Shout out
as
to
long
Mars
as the next
for-
team is
for-
the Pacers.
Shout out to Mars for actually putting some respect on Milwaukee. Actually disgusting. All right. At 7, we got a team that rose the second highest out of everybody on this power ranking.
Pacers.
14 slots, the Indiana Pacers climbed up.
Okay, nice.
And I just want to put this out there. I got to talk about 4 people's rankings with the Pacers. I got to talk about the 2 good guys who put the Pacers at 4, even ahead of me. I had them at 8. Or no, I had them at 6. Chill and Ox had both the Pacers at 4.
Yep.
Did you guys just put the 4 conference finals teams in the top 4?
Yep.
No, I didn't.
I did.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's where Chill was going. Okay.
I mean, that makes sense though, power ranking wise.
Yeah.
I also have to acknowledge that Damo and Swiper are both on the nasty bus.
The bus just funky. Smell like
Sitting at the back of the bus.
Feet and underarms. Stink on head. Chips all over the floor. They're on a
Sick
nasty
ass.
bus.
Stank ass bus.
Swiper had the Pacers at 13, and Damo had him at 14.
Wow.
You left the Halliburton?
No, I'm still on Halliburton.
Yeah, doesn't sound like it. I ain't gonna lie.
They just re-signed Pascal Siakam. Like,
I gotta see more so I can trust this long term. That's all I'm saying. I gotta see some other things pan out, see some other moves to be convinced about this Pacers team. But I respect Hallie, man. Hallie been all the way.
That's kind of. I mean, I guess you did say yours was also a projection. Okay.
All right, y'all. Another team that jumped up 7 slots. Well, these next 2 teams both actually jumped up 7 slots.
The Knicks.
Oh, the Knicks. Oh, I forgot about them.
It is indeed the New York Knicks
I forgot
at
about the
7.
I think that's where I had them.
Yep.
I'm at 6.
I had them above the Pacers. So
Well, hold on. No, I'm tripping. The Knicks are at 6.
Okay, see? Below the Knicks? No way.
No, we're at 6 right now.
Oh, okay,
Against the
okay,
Knicks.
okay.
Mhm.
At 5, they jumped up 7 slots, and yes, it is indeed the Thunder.
At 6.
Not in my fault.
Now I do want to acknowledge and ask a couple questions about the Thunder because I'm perplexed by some of the placements with the Thunder. Big Ox,
What's up, bro?
you had him at 9. Why
So
did
they
you
right.
put
So
that 9?
so the Oklahoma City Thunder. and again, Ox, we basically going off of what we've seen at the end of the season. So the Oklahoma City Thunder is barely a top 10 team, Ox.
I just think there's 8 teams better. No disrespect to those guys. I like them. I like them a lot, actually.
The Pacers
I like
them
a lot. I like them a lot more than I
Well,
thought.
that makes
I
sense,
would.
Morris. All right. Damo jumped off. We can ask him when he gets back, but he actually had the Thunder at 2.
I wanted to put the Thunder higher, but I couldn't be bothered to try and defend having OKC over Dallas because they lost in the series.
Damn.
But I wholeheartedly believe OKC are better.
I'm saying,
I want
How can you still be on that, Mars? How?
Because we lost to PJ shooting 50% from 3.
Well,
Doesn't mean
that's exactly what it means.
They're a bad team. That doesn't mean they're a better
Now, because
team.
you might be constructed better.
No,
okay,
we're
you might
a
be
better team who got unlucky. We got unlucky. Here's what it is.
Ain't that part of it, Mars? So what we
No, I'm talking about who's better, not who's luckier.
that's what this
we're
is about
better
at the end of
than
the season.
No, but I'm not. See, that's what you ranked your teams according to where they finished. You had the top 4. Yours was the conference finals teams. I get it. For you, I understand it. For me, I'm talking about who I think is the better team. The fact that OKC lost to PJ deciding to turn into Prime Klay Thompson isn't enough for me to say Dallas are a better team than OKC when I watched PJ shoot in every other round and couldn't make anything. That to me, it was a 6-game sample of unluckiness. We dared him to shoot and he did it and he beat us. We got unlucky. Like that's what it is. We got
Dallas
unlucky. We played good enough to beat them. We played them better than every other team that they played them. We played them better than the Clippers did. We played them better than the Wolves did. Now Boston, obviously, but they're number 1 by a landslide. Everyone had them number 1, so cool. But OKC played Dallas better than the Wolves, who made it 1 round further. That doesn't prove to me that the Wolves are a better team. They were on the other side of the bracket. OKC got the
crazy. What's crazier though? 2.
Yeah, this is still we. Yeah, this is we.
What's crazier though? 2 or 9 for the Thunder.
I have a hard time saying OKC are better than Denver. 9 just sounds wild, in my opinion. Especially when I know you have the Pacers at 4. That's just throwing me off. Wait, don't you have Orlando at 8?
Yeah.
I don't have
lost me.
OKC
You lost me. It's cool. You lost me. 9 is crazy to me.
All right, well, moving along. Next, I don't agree with this ranking at all, but this team had the highest jump in the season. They started the power rankings at the beginning of the season at 19, and they finished at 4.
Where did you have them, Ron?
In the NBA championship, and it's the Mavericks at 4. Mars, you're asking where do I have them at the beginning of the season?
Well, no, at 25 at the beginning of the season. Where do you have them now? Because you said you don't agree with.
Whoa,
25.
I didn't have him at 25.
Yes. Oh my.
I got it right here. At the
Where'd
beginning
you
of the season?
Where did you have
him at
Ron?
25?
That's 25 is
yeah.
gone.
You think I'm going to forget that? No, 25.
Ron, you had them at 25?
Yeah. So where do you? Because you said you don't agree with them.
Chill. I thought they were trash. And hold on, no. In my defense, Gafford.
Yes, they made some.
PJ.
They made some additions.
And Lively. All 3 who are basically starters. I know Gafford comes off the bench or Lively comes off the bench, but they play starter minutes and they play a big role. That changed the dynamic of everything. Nobody expected Derrick Jones Jr. to do what he did. I just thought it was the Luke and Kyrie show. Them running around, jacking up a bunch of threes and shooting a bunch of shots. But where did they finish for me?
Yeah.
I got them at 2.
Oh, okay. So similar to Chill's thing.
Okay. I mean, I can't justify putting anybody above them in the West. And in the East, I don't think it was nobody to I'm not going to put the Pacers over them. I'm not going to put the Knicks over them, especially at the end of the season where they finished with injuries and stuff like that. I could not justify putting the Mavs anything lower than 2. They beat the Wolves. The Wolves beat the Nuggets. The only Western Conference team I could justify putting over them was the Nuggets, and they got beat by the Wolves. The Mavericks beat the Wolves. I had to give the Mavericks their props.
It's all about matchups because I think the Nuggets. If I was a betting man, I would say the Nuggets would beat the Mavs, and I would say the Thunder would beat the Wolves, but they never played each other. It was on the other side of the bracket, and things would be different in those situations. So it's hard to do that in terms of like who's better than who when they're on different sides of the bracket. So if you just go with the team that went to the finals, I understand it. I'm not mad at Dallas at 2. I had them at 3, I think. So.
Yeah, you had them at 3. Me and Chill were the only ones that put the Mavericks at 2.
So most people had Denver or the Wolves. The Wolves.
We'll get there in a second. But
Mavericks
it was
at
somebody that had the Mavericks at 7. Is that criminal?
It would depend who I heard was above them. 7. Boston, Denver, the Wolves, OKC. I could understand all 4 of those teams. I can't lie. Anywhere outside of 5 would kind of confuse me.
They had the Knicks ahead of them, the Pacers ahead of them.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, Celtics, Nuggets, Wolves. They had the Cavs ahead of them.
Oh my, okay, no man. Who was that? Nah, it couldn't have been Ox. There's no way Ox would never do such a thing. The Cavs, he wouldn't do that.
Come on, Mars. You know me better than that, Mars. I wouldn't.
Well, Big Ox did indeed have the Cavs at number 5.
Right here, him.
There's no way.
I think the Cavs played the Celtics better than the Mavericks did.
I agree with that, but there's no way. There's no way.
I think the Celtics, the Cavs played the Celtics better than the Mavs did, and I feel like Minnesota took care of the hard work for Dallas as well. I just, you know what I'm saying. I don't think. I hate to say that I think it was a fluke, but I think there was a lot of fluke things going on out there. You know.
Oh, so kind of like me, they got lucky.
It's extremely lucky.
I think
Kawhi was luck. You know what I'm saying? So, but still, I mean, you need luck to win championships.
Kawhi was luck. No, Kawhi wasn't luck.
They got lucky.
Kawhi was probable.
Yes,
Kawhi was probable.
Yeah.
Y'all call it what you want. I don't want to get stuck on the words. I'm just saying, you know. And it's that's not a knock to Dallas. I think pretty much but I would say 60 to 75% of the teams that make it to the conference finals, make it to the finals, have a lot of luck to go into it. You know what I'm saying? So this isn't a knock on Dallas at all. I just went in.
Yeah, I hope Dallas fans don't get mad at me for saying I think they got lucky against OKC. Like, I still think they're a very good team. I just think it's fair to say that they have their best 3-point shooting series against OKC, and it's with guys who weren't able to make threes in any other series. Albeit they were, so did Boston.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They closed out on him a little bit better. They didn't leave him wide open, Mars. No, they didn't. You guys left him. Not only did you leave him wide open, you left him wide open in spots where he can shoot. There was actually a little. In fact,
I agree with that. That's why Boston schemed better. I agree.
That's what I'm talking about. You and
that's
I
why
had this
OKC
conversation.
Boston.
You and I actually had this conversation about how I didn't like Drew Holiday. I didn't like Derek White over closing out on PJ. I didn't like that. I thought that they were closing out on him too hard, as opposed to you guys who you were like, knock yourself out. And I'm thinking, okay, if you're just going to leave me wide open in the corner, I can shoot the long ball.
The difference was Boston gave up the above the break 3. OKC gave up the corner 3, usually with Shea, because they want to use Shea as like a go around, try to get steals and all of those things. So when it was Shea on PJ wants to shoot 7,000% from 3. Then the last 2 games they put Shea on Derek Jones, and then Derek Jones doesn't miss a 3. So like I think but I'm still standing. I think it's unfortunate when Derek Jones, who isn't a shooter, and PJ, who hadn't been able to make a 3 for Dallas since he's been there, they both have their best shooting series against OKC. I think that's unfortunate. And I think OKC did enough to win that series defensively at the rim with Chet, offensively with Shea's heroics. Because offensively, I mean, OKC got a bunch of open shots. Now, albeit Dallas were conceding them to certain people, similar to what OKC was doing against them. The difference was OKC shooters missed, and Dallas' shooters didn't. I don't think that's proof that Dallas are a better team. I think shooting variance. I think that's just a real thing. 6 games, some guys get hot. I think Dallas got hot at the right time.
All right, fellas. The next team on the list, I'm gonna just go ahead and put this up here. Feast your eyes on the screen. At 3, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves.
That's interesting because the Wolves actually beat Denver. So, like,
Yeah, who's responsible for this?
I 1000% had Denver at 2, but I'm not going off the match. So, like, I'm saying for the people who are going off that, like, Denver actually, because I had Minnesota below OKC. So, like, I'm not going off how far they went. But if you are doing that, that's interesting that they still ended up at 2 when the Wolves.
Well, that's fair. That's fair because I have Minnesota over Dallas. So
I'll just go ahead and read it, and we can see where everybody had Minnesota at. Mars had him at 5. I had him at 3. Chill had him at 3. Ox had him at 2. Swiper had him at 4. Damo had him at 4. Jalen had him at 4.
I'm gonna have to hear where Swiper had Denver after.
he probably had him at number 1.
Yeah, that's what
Y'all know where Swiper had Denver.
I want to know because
y'all know exactly where Swiper had Denver.
At minimum,
Boston should have been unanimous number 1. So I want to hear if Swiper ruined it.
Y'all know exactly where Swiper had Denver.
Nah,
But
I got faith.
I guess with no further ado, we're already here. Denver is in fact at 2. Swiper had Denver at 2. I had Denver at 4. Chill had Denver at 5.
Makes sense. Okay. So Boston was a unanimous number 1.
Unanimous number 1. It wasn't. It wasn't nothing
even,
else.
Even Swiper could. Okay. See.
Yes.
You guys were hating. See, I said I had faith in them. Yeah.
Check out Swiper. I had 0 faith in him.
I wanted to put Houston number 1, but I grew
You
up.
should have did it, Mars.
I grew up, so I ain't have to do it anymore.
All right, so let me go ahead and throw this on the screen. This is what we're looking at right now, y'all. This was the list. And what's crazy is the thing I like the most about this list is in the top 10, 5 of the teams, basically from 7 up to 3, they all made huge improvements and huge jumps in our power rankings. So you had the Pacers that jumped up 4 spots to 7. You had the Knicks that jumped up 7 spots to 6. You had the Thunder that jumped up 7 spots to 5. The Mavericks jumped up a whopping 15 spots to 4. And then the Wolves jumped up 13 slots to 3. So shout out to those teams that, just improved this year.
I think this is the best combined list we've ever made. It's not saying much, but I think it's the best we've made.
I think it's saying a lot, Morris.
You're saying a whole lot more.
We haven't set a very high bar with our combined lists in the past.
We usually do really good lists, Mars, I think.
No, I agree.
I think people got to understand, like, when we do lists that everybody's involved in, it's no possible way that it's going to look how most people want it to look. Just because there's so many different ways that people look on it. Like, for instance, a minute ago, when somebody in the chat said that, said about me that I'm just a contrarian and I'm just trying to be different from everybody else. And I want to say that I don't consider myself a contrarian at all. I just think I see things the way I see things. And I just look at it that way. I'm not trying to be different from y'all, except for Swiper. I'm definitely trying to be different from Swiper. But other than that, though, I'm not trying to be different. I'm just saying how I feel about things.
All right. Damo, you want to see the final list?
Yeah, my fault. I had to step away real quick, but yeah, sure.
All right, here we go. Final list. This is what we got. What's wrong?
Nuggets too.
The Nuggets at number 2.
Wait, no, hold on. Before I say that, what did I have the Nuggets on my list?
but before we even go any further, Damo, where'd you have them at?
Let me see what I have the Nuggets at. Okay, I guess. All right.
You had them at 2?
I had them at 3.
No.
I had the Thunder 2, so them being at 5 is crazy.
Oh yeah. Ron did say they had them. Shout out to you, man, having the Thunder 2.
At the end of the season,
he knows
like
ball.
At the end of the season, all right, okay. I suppose so. At the end of the season, so I mean,
again, end of the season plus projections. Mine's a blend of both. Shay's him, Chat's him. I bangs with J Dub, and I'm pretty sure they're about to pick a steal in the draft. I don't know why.
Yes,
I feel
they
like
are.
about
That's one thing you could guarantee.
I think they're getting
The
Jerome
Thunder don't
Holmes.
play.
Is what I heard. I think they're getting Jerome Holmes. The Thunder won 63 games this season. The
Yep.
Dallas Maverick. No, the Thunder won 64. Dallas won 62, 63. Do
Hold
that
on, what?
information with you. Regular season.
So including the playoffs.
Oh, Mars, man. All right.
It's Mars for you.
So how many games did the Celtics win?
64.
Oh no, they both won 63. Whoops, they both won 63. So really, you could argue it either way.
All right,
I mean,
Joe.
winning
What, that's
percentage wise, OKC clears.
Y'all got to get to these super chats. We got a
Celtics
lot.
won
The
80
people have
games.
spoke.
78.
So
Celtics
let's
won
go ahead and get
64
to
in the
it.
regular season. Like, they just
76
cheated.
games. They won
Let's
76
go
games.
to the super chat.
Celtics won 18. Yeah. Sorry.
King G Dragon with a $20 super chat. He said Luka being injured since game 1 of the playoffs was also luck for other teams. Ox. Imagine playing a Luka who's struggling to get past centers and still losing. Then talking about luck for them. ... That's crazy. Also, hello.
Ron, I was not addressed in this super chat. Why
That's
are you putting my
he's talking
name
about.
in?
That's addressing me, and I'm gonna be honest. It's a very good point. I ain't
Man,
even
that boy wasn't hurt.
I ain't even factored in. That's a very good point.
Had a little boo-boo on his knee.
It's them Zay said El Panel not bringing up the best basketball game this weekend. Reese led a 16-point comeback and the first rookie since Asia to have 25 and 15 to have a 25 and 15 game. Hey Bob, she saw the golden goose and cracked that egg.
Me and Ox just had a conversation.
That was a bar when I spit that one.
Me and Ox just had a conversation over the weekend. Is it ridiculous that A.J. Wilson is the best player on the planet? Not in the
It's not
WNBA.
ridiculous. I'm saying A.J. Wilson is the best basketball player on the face of the earth, Morris. The best basketball player walking. But as far as that game, though, that was a great game. The thing about it is now that Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are on the same page, they look a lot better because before that, it was just Kelsey Mitchell and Anissa. It was Anissa and Kelsey. They were balling. Now everybody else is balling too. They look good. They look good. One thing I got to say about Caitlin Clark is her body language just really just pisses me. Like every time something goes wrong, she get to doing this, walking around.
You got to learn to be a pro more. Yeah, she do.
Yeah, like people are gonna miss shots.
Yeah.
Anissa made a good move on Cardoso. Cardoso blocks it, and they call a foul. Even though it wasn't a foul, it was clean. They called a foul. Angel Reese actually reached in, got a little bit of arm, but they called a foul on Cardoso. And all you can see is Caitlin Clark doing all this, spinning around like, oh God, like girl, play basketball, relax. You know what I'm saying? Relax. That was a great game. That was a great game, though.
Shout out to Angel Reese for silencing all of her haters. I heard she doesn't have an offensive bag. I heard she's getting stat padding with the rebounds. She's getting Moses Malone rebounds. I heard this. I heard that. I heard she wasn't that good and X, Y, and Z. Shout out to her for showing up last night, not only leading her team with a comeback, but scoring as many points as the whole Fever team over the last 11 minutes of the game. Shout out to her for putting on that performance. She balled out. She deserves all the praise that she should be getting right now.
Yeah, but Ron, let's
keep it up.
Let's slow down though, just because I don't want people to get back acting like, oh, it's just a fluke when she has another 7-11 game or something like that. Because this isn't something. This isn't something I think. Well, yeah,
she's
but
22.
this is what I'm saying. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's my point. That's my point. That's my point. She's not gonna keep dropping 26 and 16. You know what I'm saying? 26 and 16 is crazy for anybody. But that was just a really,
Asia just did.
Really, yes, that's Asia Wilson stuff. That's a really good game. Shout out to Angel Reese. And I think, that's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. I think that she's such a good rebounder that she's going to be able to stick around. Yeah, she's going to be able to stick around in the league and start having games like this because her rebounding ability is so far above par that you got to play her. She's scrappy on defense. She rebounds, so you got to play her. So she's going to have big games like this, I think. But I think the 26 or 20, what was she at 25 or 26 points or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's not something we should be expecting a whole lot of. You know what I'm saying? Because she still got a lot to work on down there. And she did good. I like some of the moves she was using, which I'm not used to seeing her do. I'm not used to seeing her using her footwork to get buckets. She's usually like trying to be a brute and trying to bully everybody, which she can't do in the WNBA. You know, that was a college thing. She can't do that here. So when she's starting to make moves in the post and, you know, finishing the first time, I like that. I like that. But I don't think, you know, we're going to see this too often.
One of the adjustments that they made with the Sky is that she's now at her natural position. I think she's a 4. I don't think she's a 5. And the fact that Cardoza is there, she could play the 4. Now, if she could stretch the defense a little bit more, if she could get a 14, 15-footer consistently, I think she's going to be even better than what she is.
She has to get that.
Yeah.
And shout out Cardozo too. She had a double-double as well, 16 and 10. Shout out to their rookies. They put on the show, and also shout out to Caitlin.
They be getting. Oh my god!
It's the Twin Towers, Mars.
That's what they do.
But and they rookies too. That's what's the craziest thing. Like, this is about to be something scary moving forward.
This is the thing though, Ron. Cardoza, like Angel blew out like at that last to bring him back, which was obviously very important. Cardoza was holding it down the whole game. You know what I'm saying? And she did have a couple blunders in there, but like you said, they're rookies. And I think that duo is going to be nuts in the foreseeable future. Like the next 4 or 5 seasons, they're going to be killing, bro. That's not going to be too fair.
Also, shout out to Kennedy Carter too. I know a lot of y'all was mad at her, and a lot of y'all still hate her because she pushed, you know, Caitlin Clark. But she had 23 points last night, and she was balling out as well. So big shout out to her. She actually can hoop. For y'all, for those of y'all that just think she's an MMA fighter and she's aggressive and this, that, and the third, she got go. So shout out to Kennedy.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Moving forward, LeVar B. Ballin said, Mars, what did Dub say to you during PC weekend that had y'all beefing? Spill the tea, Mars.
You chose to believe that any disdain is because of something that was said at PC weekend. I've never said that. He's never said that. You just chose to believe it. Oh, that's on you for believing third-hand information.
All right. Alan L said, me and Mars chilling. L Dub for life. And L Ox, he bum.
He bum. He ran out of left.
You know why? You know, and that's what I'm saying, man. If you would have spent a couple more bucks, man, I'm trying to tell you, don't address me unless you're spending $5 or more. $4.99 don't count. Broke ass Alan L.
He bum.
You bum. Alan L with yet another super chat. He said, ever since Dub and Mars argued the definition of shooting, it's been the same.
Never been.
Shout out to Open Gym, or it's never been the same. Shout out to Open Gym, the best show on the platform.
Facts. Tomorrow Open Gym, man. We gonna be on playback, really getting into the draft, getting into the draft. And then on Wednesday, I'm gonna be on playback, doing the draft. So watch that too. Yeah, watch that too. Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like that. I thought it was gonna be like that with me and Mars after we argued the definition of who's a winner or not.
Jordan Walsh winner.
Hey man.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, man.
Yes, he is. On my ring size.
You know he a winner, man.
Hey man, Jordan Walsh is a winner, man. I'm not here to argue.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Multi-poop 0 said, so we just gonna ignore Bama's video?
I'm not. I'm reacting to it today. I'm watching Bama video today.
Have you seen it, Damo?
I seen the first 5 minutes. I paused and I said, I'm gonna react to this on stream. Cause
get your content.
Hey, when you doing that, Damo? Asking for a friend. I don't tune in.
I'm doing it tonight. I'm doing it tonight. Give everybody a chance to.
At what time?
Let me set probably 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Everybody get their popcorn ready. We shout out Bama, 2-hour video. Him and J-Rob. I'm sorry, I said J-Dub. J-Rob. Listen, man, we're gonna get into all that.
All right. Reggie Red said they are digging through LeBron's 2019 assist season as we speak. Clutch and Nick Wright has opened Pandora's box.
Yes, they have.
You see assists, you're gonna see some wild assists that you realize shouldn't have been assists. That's nothing new.
I was just watching it last night. Mars, Kevin Love, I believe it was in 18. Kevin Love, I'm sorry, Jordan Clarkson, like James hitting him in transition, 2 and 3 dribbles to the basket. He's getting charged with an assist. He's getting credited with an assist to that. It's stuff like that. That's
when he had that 17 assist game against Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why that article, I feel like that's why that article is important. And I'm going to talk about that later too, because I mean, next time we talk about it, off the strength that, a lot of stuff gets looked at different. I mean, that article talked about Nick Van Exel's 23 assist game. I mean,
shout out Nick Van Exel.
For real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people have used it, and it makes it social media. They've used it to make it a GOAT debate.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a much bigger problem that they're just refusing to address.
Open up Pandora's
which is that
box.
This is A, still happening today, and B, we have to solve the problem of these numbers aren't a representation of what's actually happening on the court. That's the problem that should be getting addressed.
Do away with the stats.
And see, Mars, it's a lot easier because we have the footage to solve these problems.
Exactly. That's what needs to be addressed, but it's fine. LeBron's the GOAT, Jordan's a fraud. Like, they've managed to make a big issue and turn it into something that really, like, I don't know why you guys don't get bored of the same conversation.
Can we please just get rid of the stats for a couple seasons? I'm trying to tell you, I'll just get rid of it all.
I'm tired of having to hear about Jalen Green's field goal percentage. Just give me Houston's field goal percentage. Give me Houston's field goal percentage.
I do got to say this though, real quick. I was watching the Nick Van Exel video like last week, right? And there was people in the chat like, "Yo, who is this guy? I didn't know. I didn't know about him. He was really dope." That's what basketball's coming to, y'all. We're coming to a time where there's people out there in the world that can read and write and can spell and type and actually use a phone that don't know who Nick Van Exel is.
That's De'Aaron Fox. That's who De'Aaron Fox is. When I saw him, I was like, that's Nick Van Exel right there.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Chill. Nick had some stuff that De'Aaron wish he had.
Oh, first of all, Nick was nicer with the pill. Let's start there.
Oh, bro.
De'Aaron got some stuff that Nick wish he had too, though.
Like a right hand, right? Like a right hand.
Yeah.
That man Nick won't go into his right ever.
He wasn't
getting stopped going to his left.
The ball touched his right hand to go back to his left hand.
Yeah, you weren't staying in front of him.
Hey, I would love to see Nick Van Exel in today's game.
You are looking at him. It's De'Aaron Fox. That's De'Aaron Fox right there.
You seen him. It was Killian Hayes. He just ain't lost for him.
Nah, chill. I mean, like real Nick Van Exel though. But
there's
all right, y'all.
From the era that would be great. Sorry.
Jeffrey Bearfield said the article is capped, no context involved, a lot of reaching, shock jock journalism.
That's not true because it wasn't just about Jordan. That's the thing. The people who read this article only saw the headline and saw some of the stuff about Jordan, but completely left out all the other people that they talked about. It wasn't just about Michael Jordan. He talked a lot about Chamberlain and Russell, talked about statisticians, stat padding, and things like that. So it wasn't just about Jordan. That's not true. That's not true.
Well, that's not what he said, Chill. That's not what the Superchat said. The Superchat didn't say that it was all about Jordan. He just saying it's just shock value. And adding other people into it would do just like what it did for you right there. It'll make you feel like it's credible just because it didn't attack one single person. So you can't come with a narrative that they're just trying to tear down Jordan. That's what liars do, Chill. They layer their lies to make you feel like, well, you couldn't have done all that and be and be lying. It has to be true now,
All right, y'all. Julius Irvin with a couple super chats. The first is directed towards the Englishman. Julius Irvin said, Mars, do you think we overvalue Wemby's defense by looking at the box score? Because I think he gives up baskets due to block hunting and being out of position.
Yep. And that's only because he's young, too, by the way. Ain't got nothing to do with him as a defender. It's because he's a kid who doesn't know how to play defense at the pro level, at an elite level yet. He getting there, though.
And I think he's a top 5 before someone says, oh, you're a Wemby hater. No. I think he's a top 5 defender in the league. But I do think him leading the league in blocks and averaging I want to say 1.5 steals is kind of like skewed people's opinions of him. Like, he's not a better rim protector than Rudy, in my opinion. Some of it's because sometimes he be block hunting. Sometimes his rotations are late. I'm gonna ask Ox. Sometimes you're playing better defense if you don't block the shot, right? Because you're there on time, so you don't
You just standing straight up
yeah,
contesting?
yeah. So like you're there
I
on
think so.
time instead of the block. You're there late and you're having to recover, so you get a block.
No, I would say so. I think so, but a lot of people feel differently. But I agree with that. I think sometimes
Yeah, so
it's better
like
just
that, I
to
think
be
Rudy's timing is better, his positioning is better. Sometimes a lot like Wemby, like for me, and this is just my value. I value someone instead of you blocking the shot, stop them from putting the shot up in the first place. And that's where Rudy like excels. And Wemby's got that fear factor too, where guys don't want to put up something around Wemby because they're afraid it will get blocked. But I think that's where he's just got. That's where he can continue to get better. It's just
Mars, I
him
believe
being earlier in his rotations, him being more disciplined in drop coverage, him being able to play other schemes other than drop. All of those things where he can get better. But I still think he's a top 5 defender. But I do think he gets a bit overstated because of.
I believe Mars, what you just described was rim deterrence.
Yes, rim deterrence. Yes, rim deterrence. Yes.
Julius Irvin with yet another super chat. He said, is it fair to say new era is more skilled when we acknowledge ball handling rules were more strict in past eras, like traveling and carrying?
I think that's just what allows them to be more skilled. You get a freedom of more rules on top of everything that you've seen before. You just get to develop from what you've seen Pistol Pete do or Isaiah Thomas do or anyone, whoever else you want to say, like whoever came in, the Tim Hardaway, etc. You just get to see what they did, and then the rules get less strict, and then you can develop from that. Anyone can develop a car after Henry Ford or whoever made the first car made one. Like it's easier to then improve upon that development, but you weren't the one who came up with the idea. I think it's harder to be a pioneer than someone.
Mars, Henry Ford didn't make the first car. A black man made the first car.
No, Henry Ford didn't make the first car. He just made the pipeline that made building cars very quick and cheap. But he didn't build the first car. But you got what I was getting at. All right.
I did. I got it.
Yeah. All right.
I just wanted to put it out there that a black man created cars. Dalai Lama said, speaking of 60s players, I'd love to see Chill get Richie Guerin on Hoopstorian. He may be the only living player from Wilt's 100-point game.
Not only is he the only living player from Wilt's 100-point game, he was the dude who gave the ball to Wilt when he scored his 100th point.
If anyone who doesn't know, he averaged 30 that year. Wilt averaged 50.
That's fire.
Just so you know.
Anyone who doesn't know, yeah.
So that's the best duo of all time.
No, he was on the Knicks. He wasn't on the Wolves.
He
was on the opponent. Ron don't know basketball.
Wait, he's the only living player that was on the court when that happened?
Paul Iverson died?
No, Paul Iverson. I think he's still alive.
Okay.
Richie, if I'm not mistaken, it was Richie who said Richie wasn't.
Oh no, Paul Iverson died a long time ago.
Yeah, Richie Iverson wasn't the one who gave the ball to Wilt. Richie was the one who said Wilt's going for 100 tonight. And he was on the Knicks.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not looking. I'm gonna look at these rosters and see who's still alive. This might be very. Al Attles still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Shout out Al.
He's still alive.
Is Al Adams still alive? I think Al Adams.
It says it. Okay, unless this is lying to me. Wait. No, he's 87. That's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah, he says 87. Oh, still alive.
Shout out Let's Talk Basketball. Became a YouTube member today. Big ups to Let's Talk Basketball. That's what we do every day. Appreciate you for joining to talk basketball with us, my man. Day sent through a super chat. He's been a member for 3 months. He said, Chill, what do you mean if he breaks down again? He played 70+ games his rookie year and his past year. He just dealt with one injury.
And played what? Like, I think he missed. Yeah, he missed more than half the season. We'll see.
We'll be back next year. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the deal is with him.
DSG Piccolo said, if Ron Holland there at 7 and the Blazers don't take him, I'm going to fly to Portland and string Joe Cronin up by his dirty draws.
You ain't say that. You just added that bit. I don't know what I'm watching the draft just to see what happens with Ron Holland, because I've never seen such a disconnect between the overall fan consensus on how good Ron Holland is, and apparently the front offices just don't think he's that good. So I want to know where the disconnect is, because I feel like I've watched
that guy. Flo said he's not that good.
Yeah, but I disagree with him. I disagree with him.
I do
curious to
like
know.
Ron a lot. I'm as much as I like Reed Shepard, as much as I like Rob Dillingham, as much as I like Nikola Topic and some of these other guys, I'm not taking him over Ron. Like, no way.
I'm in the minority. I think
no way.
I think Reed Shepard's going to be a bust.
Hey man, I was gonna say that he coming to Houston. When you gonna do that? What you do that for?
I actually like Reed a lot. I'm just not taking him over Ron or Matis. Like, under no circumstances. I don't care if we need a point guard. These two dudes, to me, those two dudes are so dynamic in what they do at the 3 and 4 position. Their ability to guard, their ability to just all the things they can do.
And what about the what about the white kid from Tennessee? Is he coming out?
Yes.
Dawson Connect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He
I think he a top 10 pick.
Boy,
he gonna go lottery. Yeah, but
he all right.
He'll drop a bit because of his age. He like 23. He'll drop a bit.
You know, Mars.
He looked like he like to put a little something in the air. He need to come to Sacramento.
Hey,
you
Mars,
guys might get him. You guys might get him.
I wouldn't be mad if I'm the Spurs. Like, a lot of people would disagree with this. I'd be strongly considering with the 4 and 8 trying to get both of them. The two white guys that can shoot.
Reed and Dalton?
Yeah.
You keep talking about shooting, Ron. We need somebody to pass Wemby the ball. That's the problem in San Antonio.
Look, chill. I'm gonna put it like this: if they get Reed and Dalton, Wemby needs to be worrying about passing the ball.
Oh my god, Ron don't get inspired as a G.
I mean, you give Wemby space, and I mean, you can't. Really
hey,
get the shooters over there. I want to know what Piccolo, who just sent the super chat, because I said something to him previously. I guess he doesn't live in Portland. He's not from Portland. I wonder what makes you a Trailblazers fan.
He watched Bill Wall carry the team to a chip in '77.
Is Piccolo older? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, he been around. Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out DSG, man.
No, that makes sense. She's a little older.
Leezy Ty said, "Don't forget JJ Redick getting introduced today. These next couple weeks going to be crazy around the league."
All right.
ZKJ said, "Saw Mavs want Jeremy Grant. Do you guys think the Lakers should make a move for him, or focus on an all-star level PG? Rui, D'Lo opt in, and Vincent for Grant or DeJounte Murray?"
Oh, I think the Lakers should just go to hell and leave Jeremy Grant alone. You know what I'm saying? Let Jeremy Grant go to Dallas where he can ball out and take some pressure off of Luka, take some pressure off of Kyrie Irving. That'd be a great squad. I would like to watch Jeremy Grant play with those guys. I would hate to see Jeremy Grant on the Lakers team being another scapegoat because LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
They'll use him like Torian Prince.
All right, Jill.
3 and D guy. That's it.
Tomorrow, fellas. Later.
All right, Jill.
Yeah.
And he'll be a scapegoat, Mars.
Yeah, because he's not gonna shoot 40% from 3 every game, so he's a bum.
Right.
I mean,
I like him.
The Lakers need to just go straight to hell and leave Jeremy Grant alone.
Ox, at least he'll be a GOAT. This is his only time in life to be a GOAT, whether it's a scapegoat or not.
Everybody don't want to be a GOAT. Some people just want to. Some people just want
to be an Ox.
Well, shit. I mean, everybody. But the thing about that,
everyone wants to be
everybody can't be an Ox. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Everybody can be the GOAT at something, but not everybody can just be an Ox.
Everyone can just.
So it's easier to be. It's easier to be a GOAT than an Ox.
Easy. That's life. All you gotta do is find something that you're good at.
Okay.
Do something. You know what I'm saying? Get off the porch.
Marcus FRM 626 said, "Mars, if the Wolves played the Thunder, then Shea would get locked up and nobody else would be able to do anything to move the needle."
Agree to disagree.
Marcus FRM 626 again said, "I say that because Shea isn't as physically imposing as Luka, so they'll have a better time and could play him 1v1 comfortably with Jaden or Ant."
I agree with he's not as physically imposing as Luka. I disagree with everything else.
Yeah, Shea frying anybody. Oh, it's yo. You seen what he did? Seen what he did to the Pelicans? I mean, like,
seen what he did to the Mavs with PJ and Derrick Jones. Now they're not Jaden McDaniels, but Jaden McDaniels isn't as strong as PJ is. PJ couldn't do anything.
I'm saying, like, we've seen him against Herb Jones though and Trey Murphy. Like, I know you may have Jaden slightly better than him as a defender, but if he do them like that, he gonna do Jaden the same way.
And Cat is just a problem defending against OKC. As much as one, he's just a problem.
All right. Adam West said, "L Chilltown, bro. Been instigating real beef." Brack said, "My favorite Patriot is leaving. L Shaq and Kobe. Dub episode 112."
Episode 112 is an episode that will never be forgotten. I think, despite the cost, it was an all-time episode.
Brandon Lee said, "L Dub, I'll never forget your Kareem slander." You guys sending in L Dub on his departure episode is ridiculous.
Well, for that Kareem stuff, he deserves it. You know what I'm saying? I got big love for Dub. Y'all know I love Dub. But those Kareem takes and calling him a fraud, my mom was pissed about that. I told my mom about that. I said, you know, I said, Mom, look at this. Watch. I saw her that video. She was like, "Get this shit out of my face. What is wrong?" She said some other things, but that was crazy.
Jaleel West said, DWAMO? Duamo. There you go, Duamo. Reggie Red said, "Thanks a lot, Mars. You little American hating."
What I do? What I do?
You messed up. Hey, do I need to go? Do I need to start or say how I started the show? A brother, a friend.
Oh, that's what he was. That's what he was talking about. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
man, you ran Dub off. You did.
Watch the video, Mars.
Brack said Jordan is just GD DeMar DeRozan instead of Crip. Greatest said, "So NBA juiced up MJ stats and said, let's stop."
No, it was a league-wide issue.
All right. Jose Primo said, "Ox, tell him to do that in hockey, not where the ninjas at."
They could do it in hockey too. Huh? Okay. Do it in every sport. No more stats.
Jose Primo said, "So let the owners get more power." LOL. Slavery.
You can't. I've never seen a slave make $54 million a season.
Mello Williams said, "Ron, don't ever say J-Dub is better than Lori right now. Give me J-Dub." Paul Masters said, "I bet on sports, so I need the box score."
Boo. Wait a second. So it was not okay for you to say that J-Dub is better than Lori, but it was okay for Dub to say that J-Dub was better than Jaylen Brown. What's wrong with y'all?
Well, Jaylen Brown's better than Lori.
Right, Morris.
That's his point.
I mean, right, Ron.
That's his point. That's his point.
Yeah, you can say J-Dub's better than Lori, but J-Dub's not better than Jaylen Brown.
Next super chat.
No, Ron, no.
Next super chat.
Jose Primo said, "Yours too, Mars."
Yeah, he
Definitely.
gonna pay for my ticket. W. First class.
Abion 9000 said, "Mars is on the new Rockets Twitter post." Is he for real?
I got motion.
You made it, Mars?
I got motion.
Hey, Mars, if they do that, like, you kind of like are indebted to being a Rockets fan.
No,
I mean, I'm not leaving Houston. I'm just dabbling elsewhere.
Okay, for sure.
Hey, Mars, I feel
a little polygamy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And monogamy is not realistic.
It doesn't matter what I do while I'm out and about. Who do I come home to every day? Houston.
I like your style, Mars.
Speaking of which, Sleazy Ty said Angel Reese over Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, sure.
Cultured Saunders said Dub mattress tax.
Hell, mattress tax. Everyone needs a good night's sleep.
Yeah, so why would you sleep on an air mattress and you're a multi-millionaire?
He was looking for a bed that suited him.
Mars, he could have got a room.
Man, he couldn't find the memory foam he wanted. Man, it was tough. He was trying
I hate him for that. I hate him. I hate his guts.
I understand the search for a bed can be tough.
LaFlame said, y'all think NBA stats are cooked? You should see soccer. Last but not least, Mitsu with the super chat. He said, Dub Ron, best host in the game right now. Thank you, man. Hey, what can I say? You know, salute to all my fans. Salute to everybody that taps in the people. We'll be back again tomorrow with the same guys. Better show, though. Catch you then.
Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas.